And a very good evening. Welcome along to the dogs.com.au showcase coverage of Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar Night from the world famous Dapto Greyhound track on the south coast of New South Wales. Promised to be a spectacular race. Race 8 on the card. It's worth $75,000 to the winner. It is the last Group 1 event to be staged in New South Wales, and the Dapto Megastar, the Group 1 Dapto Megastar, is the only Group 1 event run in New South Wales outside of Wentworth Park. We've got a big team trackside, got a big team here in the studio with me as well. Joining me with all the market moves, he's going to tell us where all the money is tonight, Nick Ashman from Sportsbet. Welcome, Nick. And again, as I said, this is one of the big races in New South Wales for the year.
Great to be here, Duke. Thanks for having me on board. The Megastar final is going to be a thrilling race, isn't it? We've got 12 race card to get through tonight. Group 1 racing and the ponies wrapped up last weekend. Great to be here for a Thursday night down at Dapto.
Yeah, and we'll have all the Sportsbet offers for you, all the latest market moves from Sportsbet right throughout the night with Nick. And as said, that race 8 is the feature event, $75,000 going to the winner. It's assembled a top-class field. The likes of Lochinvar Lona, a local chance. Good Odds Emma's been well supported.
Yep.
We've got a big crew on track as well. Let's head trackside at Dapto and welcome into our coverage Mick Cowley and also Simon Orchard.
Welcome. It's a wonderful night here at Dapto, the Megastar, the final Group 1 for the evening. I'm joined by Simon Orchard. Simon, great crowd on hand already.
Yeah, wonderful crowd, Mick. I'm down here every Thursday night. There's never been this many people down here. You can see a great atmosphere, people having a lot of fun. There's some beautiful food out in the car park as well. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great chasing on the track. Can't wait to get into it.
It's not too far away from the first race, a maiden series to start off the night. We are not too far away from the big event either. What are your thoughts on that at this early stage?
Well, an intriguing betting race, isn't it, Mick? All sorts of chances at the moment. We've had a look at the speed bet probably 5 or 6 times today alone. I reckon Yuko Girl's going to lead the race. From there, who knows what could happen. We know this first corner at Dapto is a white knuckle ride. I like Father Rick at each way odds. Duke and I spoke earlier this week about less than 1/10 of a second being between the 4 heat winners. I think Father Rick at a double-figure price is the each-way play. I hope all the dogs get around safe, but most of all, tonight, I hope we crown a first Group 1 winner. A lot of these trainers going for their first Group 1. Jody and Andy Lord, the only ones who have won this race before with Let It Develop back in 2017.
No, you're absolutely right. There's plenty of nerves amongst the trainers. We've had a bit of a chat already with them. We'll play those out through the night. And there was a little bit of nerves. Group 1, particularly those on their home track as well. There's keen anticipation around it.
Yeah, there sure is. I've spoken to Kayla Jane Coleman 3 or 4 times this week. She can't contain her excitement. She's got the roughie in Forever Thankful. A really interesting wrinkle as well. Her mother raced in the Megastar in 2017. Where Art Thou? She had tachycardic run so well last year to come 3rd. If she was to win, the Waterworks would be out in 4. She said she'd be so excited. But look, there's a lot of great narratives, a lot of great storylines. We can hear the lure wrapping around now. It's only a moment away from the first race of the night.
We better get back to the studio. Thanks, guys. We'll catch up during the night.
Thank you to Mick Cowley and Simon Orchard, who are trackside at Dapto. They'll be bringing us all the interviews, both pre and post-race. Let's take a look at our schedule for the night. We kick off with a 297-metre maiden. We're only about 3 minutes off start time for that. The feature event of the night is race number 8, the Sportsbet Group 1 Dapto Megastar Final, 9:37 p.m. Race 10 at 10:17. We go right through to race number 12 on the card at Dapto tonight. And race 12 is due to go at the beautiful hour of around about 10:47, I think it is. It is 10:57, Nicky. By that time, let's hope we've got a bag full of money. Let's take a look at the market for the feature event, the Group 1 Sportsbet Dapto Megastar. Good Odds Emma, $3, $3.20 about Yuko Girl. And Nicky, we were just talking off air then, and Yuko Girl does look to be the greyhound that's going to lead from the inside.
Yeah, did that in the qualifiers. She was pretty good, straight to the front and led them a merry dance. $3.80 into $3.30. It's probably been one of the best back runners in early betting with us, Duke. Good Odds Emma's still your favourite. It's pretty solid around that $3 mark. $4.20 out from $3.30 for Coast Model. Has also got a bit of early speed, but does need to get across the field, doesn't she?
She does, and look, her record from box 8 isn't great. She's got a wide runner in Father Rick on her inside, so the first 20 metres of this race for Coast Model is absolutely crucial. Let's take a look at the speed map for race number 1 on the card. It's a 297-metre maiden. Oscar Boaz is the favourite here, prepared by Caitlin Brewer. Caitlin's been having a great run at Dapto in recent weeks, and Oscar Boaz, an unraced greyhound by Sinatra. It's not by Sinatra, it's by Fernando Bale. Out of That's Little Vicky, a former top-class distance chaser, trained by Dave Irwin.
Yeah, 270 to 240 been the best backed runner, now the second best backed runner in the race. Will start favourite, you would think, given that there's been a drift for the two, Tia's Babe.
All right, Tia's Babe, currently around that $2.60 mark. Another of the unraced Brigade by Fernando Bale out of Explosive Brown. Willaway from box 3, a first starter as well for Bo Williamson. Hooked on Scotch out of DJ Sniper. And look, from those that have actually raced, Nicky, there's not a lot of confidence about them. And that's why the money's come for Oscar Boas from box 7 for Caitlin Brewer. As I said, she's been having a great run down at Dapto. I'm sure this greyhound has seen the track in trials. That's Little Vicky, probably best known as a middle distance performer, a former track record holder at Casino over the 620. So a little bit of a contradiction in terms as far as the breeding goes. That's Little Vicky, one of her first offspring, is in a 297 metre maiden.
Wanted to ask you about Tia's Babe, the other first starter who's obviously hard in the market, albeit drifting out to $3.20. Its pedigree, maybe slightly more of a speed pedigree, is that fair to say?
Yeah, look, you know, we see the dominance of Fernando Bale as a sire. He's got 4 of the 8 runners in the Group 1 Sportsbet Dapto Megastar tonight. So, you know, to have 4 in a Group 1 final, but he's been our most prolific sire in the last couple of years. He throws sprinters, stayers, long distance, marathon dogs. It doesn't really matter. I guess, you know, breeding is something that, look, I've been trying to work it out for 40 years and I still can't. So, you know, I prefer to see what they do on the track. My top tip in the opening event, I'm sticking with Caitlin Brewer as far as Oscar Boas is concerned. I'm sure this greyhound would have seen the track in trials in the last couple of weeks. And again, as I say, if you look at the breeding front, beautifully bred out of that Little Vicky. Any late market moves, Nicky, as they're being boxed?
Succulent stare. Could it be related to a succulent Chinese meal there, Duke? The $4.40 in from $7.
Yeah, and first up third at Dapto going 17.43 and then finished midfield last week. Let's head trackside on Sportsbet Megastar 9.
For the first tonight, they're set to jump. Ready. And they're racing now. Smile Osty, box 5, left quickly. Tia's Babe showing speed, and there's Oscar Boas whipping up around them. Into third now is Fiery Eye, then Sure is loose. Smile Osty shuffle back, out the back Succulent Stare, Happy Gathering and Willow Way. They're in the straight. Oscar Boas, the favourite, took over, darted away and won it nicely. Oscar Boas beat Fiery Eye and Tia's Babe. Fourth, Sure is loose. There followed Smile Osty, next Succulent Stare, Happy Gathering and a long last Willow Way. The time here around 17.20.
And Caitlin Brewer prepares another winner at Dapto. As I said, her form there in recent weeks has been outstanding. Oscar Boas, look, he began okay from box 7, but then he got an airport down the outside, into second spot early, whipped around Tia's Babe, and that was it, 17.18. Nice gallop for a first starter there, Nick.
Yeah, it was a good performance, wasn't it? He's done well there, 270 into 250. Punter's off to a fly here on Megastar 9. I thought when Tia's Babe sort of jumped in front, maybe could give a bit of stick to Oscar, but he was too good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just swept around them and actually chopped them off at that top turn. And he's gone on 1, 7, 1, 2 and 8. Fiery Eye runs second. Tia's Babe is third. And then in full spot is Sure is loose. But Caitlin Brewer kicks off the night with a winner. Oscar Boas scores by 4 1/4 lengths the time, 17.18. We look at this replay. There he is. There he chops Tia's Babe off, Nick, and that's probably the, you know, when you're talking 297 metre races, you really can't afford to make any mistakes or be the recipient of any trouble. And Oscar Boas, look, you know, began okay, but then showed that good pace, and he was just too good in the opening event.
One of the money dogs, Succulent Stare, got checked twice in early running, so probably a little forgive run there. I'd like to see him again.
Yep, and look, we see good pace there from the yellow, which is Smile Osty. Tia's Babe kicks up, and there's Oscar Boas 3 and 4 deep, just cruising down the outside. Punters here when he's chopped Tia's Babe off there. It's a matter of getting the cue because you were going to collect 17.18 the time, and a very happy Caitlin Brewer, I can see my preview monitor, is bringing back Oscar Boas, who, as I said, by Fernando Bale, the all-conquering champion sire of Australia, out of That's Little Vicky. And Caitlin Brewer prepares the first winner on Megastar night. And Simon Orchard is about to grab her for a post-race interview there, and Simon and Mick Cowley will be providing both pre- and post-race interviews all through the night. On goes the Sportsbet cap. Simon Orchard is about to join us with race number 1, the winner of race 1, the trainer of the winner of race number 1. Caitlin Brewer is now with Simon Orchard.
Caitlin Brewer, hell of a start to Sportsbet Dapto Megastar night. Oscar Boaz, nice win. Time 17:18. What did you make of that?
Very good. He pushed through the field, so it was very encouraging.
He's actually the first runner out of That's Little Vicky. Won 19 races from 33 starts. She was better over longer too. What do you think the future holds for this guy?
Definitely will be looking for further very shortly.
Has he had a look at the track before or first look tonight?
No, he's had a look at the track before. He's had a few trials, and I think that's his best time thus far. So very good, very happy with him.
You've got two others tonight, Foxy Foliaki and Wham Bam Kent gets a run as well. Are they a chance later on?
If they come out, they will be, but we'll just see how they go.
And finally, Caitlin Nangar Archie goes around in the heat of the Christmas gift on Saturday at Wenty Park. Pretty good dog. What do you think?
It's a very, very hard field, but you know he's honest dog and he chases and he'll always put himself into a race. So that's all we can ask of him.
Well done, Caitlin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Simon Orchard there, trackside with Caitlin Brewer, who prepared the first winner of the night in Oscar Boaz. Tough way to start the night for punters. We've got 3 maidens, Nicky. Race 2 is over the 520, race 3 is over the 520, and then race 4 is a 600 metre 1-2 win race. So again, when you've got unraced runners in there, we don't have performance trials in New South Wales anymore. So it's quite often a case of what you may hear on the grapevine is probably the best guide as to, and of course the betting market as well.
The old school coat tug, Duke. Try and cop a tip on the way out to the races if you know someone that's as good as any information. And we've got a favourite, an unraced favourite for race 2 as well. We Are Kings the 8, which we'll touch on in a few moments' time. So certainly heart in the mouth stuff early doors, but the punters are on top of it thus far.
Yeah, and look, the case with We Are Kings is he's actually had a stewards trial.
Okay.
So he trialled last week. He ran 17:29 over the 297 metres. Very, very good hands with Amanda Brunton and Kenny Burnett. And again, when you look at these dogs and that, you get a little bit of a guide from that. He's run fair time over the 200. He will be better suited over the 520 metres. He's holding the call as far as favouritism is concerned from Shanghai Susie. Fernando Bale out of Mum's a Pearl, a greyhound that Ruth King used to prepare. And then we go to Mamba Miss. We've got a vacant box in box 6, Mamba Miss for Chris O'Brien, Aussie infrared out of Ainsley Bale. So those unraced runners, or they are unraced as far as race starts go. We Are Kings has had the benefit of 1 stewards trial. They hold the call as far as race 2 is concerned. It's a 520 metre maiden. And we are only a couple of minutes away from going back to Dapto to catch up with Mick Cowley and Simon Orchard. But right now, we'll take a quick break on our showcase coverage here on thedogs.com.au.
It's Greyhound Racing Supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Sergeant, what's the hold-up?
There's a group inside trying to run their own punters club.
Get me in there.
Read the spreadsheet. It's $20 buy-in.
We're going to miss the jump.
What? Haven't I paid already?
That was last weekend.
Forget that, fellas. Use Sportsbet's bet with mates. It's group betting without all the BS. Start your group now.
Oh wow, nice.
That's how it's done, boys.
Bet with mates. Only with Sportsbet.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Do any of these bets look familiar to you, mate? A tote bet. Odds and evens. Really? A massage voucher.
Oh, yeah, that's mine. Sorry.
I've got 10 more right here. Do I need to go on?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've already downloaded the Sportsbet app. I love it. It won't happen again.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely expired, but I reckon I can get them to accept it.
BS responsibly with Sportsbet.
It's Greyhound Racing Supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
Welcome back to our showcase coverage of Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar Night from Dapto. Race number 2 on the card is due in around 8.5 minutes time, and we've got vacant boxes here in boxes 3 and 6. The 3 unraced runners in boxes 5, 7 and 8, they hold the call as far as the market is concerned. Let's take a look at the speed map at the moment for race number 2. It's over the 520 metres. They start at the top of the home straight, get to the winning post, and then make one complete lap, and it's fairly even at the moment as we'd expect. Not a lot known obviously about the 3 unraced starters, Mamba Miss, Shanghai Susie and We Are King. The Hounds on top tips for race number 2, and the Hound has selected, as we wait for them, 7, 8, 5 and 7, 5, 8 and 2, I should say. 7, 5, 8 and 2. Shanghai Susie on top from Member Miss. We Are Kings, Always Dream. Nikki, any real money at this early stage in race 2?
Look, Shanghai Susie, the hound tip, best price was $3.20, now $3. We Are Kings, your favourite at $2.90, out from as low as $2.50. So it's just getting out of faction now as we get closer to jump time. Probably the best back, Duke, is the 5 Mamba Miss. $3.50 was best price we bet here at Sportsbet. Now a $3.10 chance, but certainly not off the map by traditional standards.
Yeah, and again, a couple of good kennels here. Chris O'Brien with Mamba Miss, an unraced starter, and Amanda Brunton and Kenny Burnett with number 8, We Are Kings. Let's head trackside to Dapto. Mick Cowley is with Ken Burnett, the handler of number 8, We Are Kings.
Ken, first start here, has had a look at the track, 17.29, not a bad trial.
Yeah, he's not a bad dog. He's a bit slow early, that's his problem. He's clumsy at the box rise, but he's very strong. So if he's anywhere near him, he might be a hope, you know.
8, a bit of a problem for him?
Well, if he gets across, he'll be all right, because he'll probably go behind him across, and hopefully he rails up and pushes up on the rail. That's what we're hoping for.
And obviously over a bit more distance later on.
That's his go. Yeah, that's his go.
Good luck tonight, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Mick Cowley with Ken Burnett there, the handler of number 8, We Are Kings. A bit of a lead from Kenny there, that he's slow early, average at box rise and does want to get to the fence. I guess the big thing here for him, Nick, is that it's a small field. There's only 6 dogs.
It helps, doesn't it? But still, is that a concern? I mean, you're drawing the outside.
If you want to take $283 about a first up, maiden, you do want a few things going in your favour. But the pluses are in a very good kennel. Kenny and Amanda prepare a very good sprint at the moment called Black Chili. They've had a lot of success in the past. The dog would have been to Dapto a number of times. We saw he's had a performance trial there. And look, likewise for Mamba Miss and Chris O'Brien, local trainer. Dapto's his home track. Greg Remfrey with Shanghai Susie again. These trainers prepare their dogs that they're not going there on most occasions. I won't generalise and say on every time, but on most occasions, these dogs have been to this track for a private trial. Now, over the 520 metres, they may have trialled over the 520. They may have had what's known as a post-to-post, where we come back about 40 metres from the winning post. They let them go chase the lure. So they don't actually have a start out of that 500 box, but they've had basically a look at the whole track. So you've got 3 unraced runners. It's a bit of a quandary because there's no real major push as far as the market.
Yeah, no, there's definitely not. And I suppose on We Are Kings, that trial that you spoke about, the performance trial, was over 297, wasn't it? So does it improve under race day conditions, if you like to use a thoroughbred term, out to the 520? Maybe it does. And you referenced the fact that it's a small field. Little push late for the 8 We Are Kings, 290 to 280. People aren't perturbed by the pre-race interview there with Mick Cowley out on course. Shanghai Susie still solid around that 310 mark, and similar story with Miss Mamba. Did get into 290 at one point from that $3.50, but just getting out of faction now to $3.10. So, and really nothing else doing. I think there's a little bit of caution here from the punters who cleaned up in the first race with the favourite getting the cash.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we'll go through these runners, runner by runner. Number 1 is Wicked Opal. They're in the preview at the moment. A 20-start maiden coming into tonight. It's had 11 placings. Comes off a last start, 6th at Wentworth Park on the 30th of November. It's had 1 start here at Dapto. That was 3 runs back. It ran what we would term an average time of 30 and 61. Comes up with box 1. It's had 2 starts out of the red, both unplaced. Again, hard to get confident about a greyhound like that at start 21.
Just a little specking now, $8.50 into $7.50 for Wicked Opal. Stable, or kennel I should say, have a pretty good record at Dapto, don't they?
Yeah, Troy Provost, again, he put the polish on some very, very good chasers in the past. And he comes up with box 1 for Wicked Opal. To the checks is Always Dream for Ray Welsh. A black bitch by Hooked on Scotch out of Bevington. It's only had the one start, and that was last Thursday night. It finished 6th from box 4 in a maiden final. Got beat 12 lengths, average away. Look, it was in the market at $4, but such is the case with an unraced runner. That's what happens.
Yeah, we went up $7 at Sportsbet, got out to $9.50. They've just given that a little tickle back into $9 now, so we reckon it's probably found its ceiling around that $9.50 mark, Duke.
Number 4 is Bartholomew for Giuseppe Donato. It's finished at the tail of the field its last couple of races at Wentworth Park and also at Richmond over the 400 metres. On debut here at Dapto tonight, and look, it's had 11 starts, Nick, most of them over the 400 metre mark. Hasn't shown a great deal of early zip, but again, you don't know whether the unraced brigade have got, you know, early pace as well. So if you look at it as far as maps go, Bartholomew, I should say, it led up at Richmond over the 400, then got into trouble. So again, you are taking a punt here, mate.
Yeah, $41 we put up just to try and entice the punters out to $61 completely unwanted.
Yep. 5 the yellow, Mamba Miss by Aussie Infrared out of Ainsley Vale. Again, trained by Chris O'Brien, who a long-time Dapto supporter as far as the track is concerned, raced some very, very good dogs. Mortified won the regional final of the $1 Million Chase at Dapto earlier this year. It's just one of the good dogs that Chris has had. Always respect to Chris O'Brien trained first starter, particularly at Dapto.
And the punters did initially $3.50 into $3.10, even touched $2.90 when we were talking before, Drew, but now out the gate at $4. I'll tell you why in a few moments' time when we get through these runners.
All right, 7 the black is... My screen just goes over. 7 the black is Shanghai Susie for Greg Renfrey. As I said, out of Mums of Pearl. Greyhound formerly prepared by Ruth King. Money for it?
No, not really. $3.20 out to $3.70.
Okay, and 8 the pink, We Are Kings. That's my on-top tip. I'm going on the fact that it's trialled here over the 300. It's in very good hands. It would have seen this track in a post-to-post as well. Again, around that 280 mark, but supported.
Yeah, we went up 250. That was a bit skinny. They let it get all the way out to 290. It's been real solid around the 280. Even got back into 270 inside the last 5 minutes. But Duke, I've got to tell you, the money's really come for the one here, Wicked Opal. 20 start maiden, I think it is, or 21 start maiden. $8.50 now, a $6.50 pop, and did touch $6 about 20 seconds ago.
All right, so the Sportsbet market mover is number 1, Wicked Opal, trying to break its stuck at start number 21. And having its second start at Dapto tonight. But We Are Kings, so, you know, it's had the benefit of that 300. Trained by Amanda Brunton and Kenny Burnett. They're locals down there. The dog would have seen the track a number of occasions. However, the guard is, we heard Kenny pre-race, he said, look, he's average away at box rise and will want to get to the fence. The plus for that is he is very strong, the small field, he may be able to navigate that path through, but it is a maiden and good luck if you're taking the shorts.
We don't know how fast the other dogs are either, do we, out of the trap? So
no, but again, if you've, you know, in the greyhound game, Nicky, if you've got a dog that's a fast maiden, it's off the map in markets, mate. Yeah. It's simple as that. So
there's nothing here, I can tell you that now.
No. So before they get boxed, who has been the best supported?
The one, Wicked Opal. Okay. $8.50 into $6. So 20 start maiden, they think tonight might be the night.
All right, the greyhounds are being boxed for race number 2, 520 metre. Sportsbet, same race, multi-maiden heat. Let's head trackside. Here's Matt Jackson.
3:30 Shanghai Susie, $4. Mamba Miss, late support Wicked Opal, 8 into $5. Green light is turned on, Lewis on its way. Race number 2 tonight from Dapto. They're set and they're racing. Wicked Opal away okay down on the inside. Out fast, wide out is Shanghai Susie, and she burns them off into the first turn. And she races away, and there was carnage behind. Down and out, Mamba Miss, but to the back, and Shanghai Susie's 15 clear from Wicked Opal, then Always Dream. Next, Bartholomew, We Are Kings. Mamba Miss chases them, but up to the home turn, it's all Shanghai Susie. She's got a long lead from Wicked Opal, then Always Dream, but a painless watch for those on Shanghai Susie. She's won it by 14. Second, Wicked Opal. Third, Always Dream. Fourth, We Are Kings from Bartholomew. Mamba Miss makes it into the pen. The time around 30 and 10.
Same numbers as race number 1 on the card, 7, 1, 2 and 8. Shanghai Susie gets the cash, runs a handy time of 30 and 10. And look, carnage at the first turn, and Shanghai Susie was able to get the split, as you so often see, particularly in maiden races, Nick. And if you're on her, it wasn't easy right after she got the break, but prior to that, you were holding your breath.
Yeah, she's got a little mate as well, doesn't she? Shanghai Master that performed well recently on debut. I think it was a debut winner, so no surprise to see her race well tonight. But I think the carnage there at that first turn was probably the telling factor for the race.
It certainly was, and Shanghai Susie got the split. Be interesting to see the margins. I think it was at least a cricket pitch. 7, 1, 2 and 8. Shanghai Susie, it is a long cricket pitch.
It's like a long bowling down that one.
Yeah, I'd just tap you over the hill.
It'd be rolling on the ground by the time it got to you.
7, 1, 2 and 8. Shanghai Susie, Fernando Bale out of Mums of Pearl, wins on debut for Greg Remfrey. And that time they're around 30 and 10, 30 and 11. There's the 5, Mamba Miss wanting to crash to the fence. Wicked Opal wanting to get up the track. Mamba Miss unfortunately takes a tumble. By this stage, Susie is off and gone and proceeds to win quite easily.
Yeah.
All right, so we're waiting for Simon Orchard with his post-race interview, hopefully with Greg Remfrey, who is the owner-trainer of Shanghai Susie. And if people are wondering what sort of money maiden winners at Dapto get, $1,200. They'll go into a final next week. That final will be worth around $2,000. If you've got greyhounds racing at Wentworth Park on a Wednesday night maiden, you're up around that $1,500 mark as well. And then when you get through the graded races, of course, that's where the big money comes. Tonight, race 8's an example, $75,000 to the winner. Shanghai Susie was the winner of the opening event. The time, 30 and 08. Trackside, here's Simon Orchard.
Yeah, we're joined by Greg Remfrey down here. Shanghai Susie, nice time, Greg, 30.08. Heard you went quicker in a trial. Tell us a little bit about her.
She's taken a long time to get going. She's 22 months old, but she finally, the last month or so, she just started really showing her potential. But people always say don't hesitate, nominate, but I just took my time with her and yeah, I got the fruits this time, yeah.
It's paid off, mate. Hey, Cliffy Bell was down here on the rail, hooting and hollering like nothing else. Tell us about the relationship with him.
I help him out every morning. He helped me break the dogs in and stuff like that. And I've been helping him for a few years now, him and his wife, Bruna. And yeah, it's been a long association, yeah. But he's been really good to me, yeah. Little brother
Shanghai Master won on debut at Bulli as well. And now this, everything's up. Shanghai Girls up in the next race, mate. Any chance there?
I thought she had more chance in this one, actually, yeah. So anyway, we'll see what happens, yeah. Hopefully she jumps. She's not as quick out as this one, that's all, yeah.
Congratulations, Greg. Really special performance. 30.08 from maiden. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Simon Orchard with Greg Remfrey, the owner-trainer of Shanghai Susie, who takes out race 2 on the card, the 520-metre maiden, the first of the heats. And there's Box Rise. We Are Kings fell out, wanted to get to the fence, then wanted to hook deep. And we've got Mamba Miss coming across from the middle draw. And whilst all that's happening, Shanghai Susie is just carved down the middle of the track, makes her way to the fence. Wicked Opal tries to get off the rails. Mamba Miss wants to get in. And at this stage, it was game, set and match. Shanghai Susie often gone with the prize at Dapto for race number 2. And as Simon just alluded to, Shanghai Girl for Greg will also start from box number 1 in race number 3, another of the 520-metre maiden heats. Only the 5 runners to do battle in that. Nicky, a first look at the market?
Yeah, we'll have a look there. I thought the 8 there, We Are Kings, was just starting to come into the race around that first turn before getting skittled. Shanghai Girl is your favourite for race 3 here. 3.30 we went up in early betting at Sportsbet, got into as low as $1.90, just getting back out now to $2.40 as that market starts to steady a bit. She's the Ritz is your second favourite, 3.30 in early betting, now $4 chance. Good support here, double figures in for the 7, Rich Man's World, $11 into $4.80, and just looking down the page here, also good support for the 8, Mr. Severide, $10 into $5.50. But your favourite, Shanghai Girl, well supported in early betting, just getting out of faction now, Duke.
Yep, and again, it's small field. Boxes 2 and 3 are vacant, and box 6 is also empty as well. So Shanghai Girl should get plenty of favours in that run to the first turn. We heard Greg say that she's not as fast early as Shanghai Susie. She may not need to be, because she may just get that saloon passage up along the fence in race number 3. It is due at 7:43 p.m. We're going to take a short break here on our showcase coverage at thedogs.com.au of Group 1 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar Night.
Greyhound racing supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
Sergeant, what's the hold-up?
There's a group inside trying to run their own punters club.
Get me in there.
Read the spreadsheet. It's $20 buy-in.
We're going to miss the jump.
What? Haven't I paid already?
That was last weekend.
Forget that, fellas. Use Sportsbet Bet with mates. It's group betting without all the BS. Start your group now.
Oh, wow, nice.
That's how it's done, boys.
Bet with mates, only with Sportsbet.
Lightning fast dogs. Elite level races. Electrifying atmosphere. It's Greyhound racing supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
Do any of these bets look familiar to you, mate? A tote bet. Odds and evens. Really? A massage voucher.
Oh, yeah, that's mine. Sorry.
I've got 10 more right here. Do I need to go on?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've already downloaded the Sportsbet app. I love it. It won't happen again.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely expired, but I reckon I can get them to accept it.
BS responsibly with Sportsbet.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Just a random BS test of your tips there, mates. Did you purchase these tips? What? No.
B samples BS Sarge. Paying $39.99 a month.
Here's a tip for free. Download the Sportsbet app. It's got everything you need to make betting easy, including same race multi. Combine multiple runners in the same race for bigger odds. Also, just get your tips from me. I am on fire at the moment. Cheers. Don't point that thing at me.
BS responsibly with Sportsbet.
It's Greyhound racing supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
Race number 3 on the card at Dapto tonight. We're around 7 minutes off start time. 5 runners to do battle in a 520 metre maiden heat. The first heat of the maiden series was taken out by Shanghai Susie for Greg Remfrey. He lines up number 1 in race number 3, which is Shanghai Girl, a littermate by Fernando Bale out of Mums of Pearl. And we just heard from Greg after taking out race 2, Nikki, that Shanghai Girl doesn't have as much early pace as Shanghai Susie. The benefit for Shanghai Girl, boxes 2 and 3 are vacant.
There you go. That's a big plus, isn't it? 3:30 we bet early doors, smashed into 190, Duke, and then just now, as you would expect, just getting back out to that 2:40 mark.
Okay, 2 faster than sub is a scratching. Box 3 is vacant. Box 4, She's the Ritz for Glenn Quirk, having its first start for around about 3 weeks. It comes off a last start third at Maitland over the 400 metres. It's had 4 career starts, 2 minor placings.
$3.30 out to $4, just back into $3.90 now. So that $4 might be the ceiling for this horse unless they really come for something else inside this next 2 or 3 minutes.
All right, 5, the yellow, is Mason here. It's a greyhound I'm actually putting on top. Look, it's had 5 starts here at Dapto for 4 minor placings. Got a best on the clock of 30 and 32. Had no luck at Wentworth Park at its last start. Go back 2 starts, it ran third here. 3 starts back, ran second here, behind a greyhound called Velocity Dallas, who won at Wentworth Park on Wednesday evening. Small field suits it, does want to get to the fence, doesn't have a lot of early speed, but I just thought in a small field, in a maiden, I'm prepared to take the risk at around the $5 quote.
I watched a couple of replays, and sometimes he jumps well and sometimes he doesn't. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he is known as a risky beginner, Nicky.
Risky beginner, is that what we call it? Okay, good. I love the education I'm getting tonight, Duke. $5, pretty solid around that mark. You can get $5.50 now. It should have been ticking in between the $4.60, $5.50 mark. Bigger flux around for other dogs in this race.
All right, box 6 is vacant. Box 7, Rich Man's World. It's had 17 stars prepared by Stu Hasler. It's run 8 minor placings. Its last start was probably the best run of its career. It ran second at Wentworth Park behind Blue Boy Cade. Beaten 5 3/4 lengths, ran 30 and 38 on the clock. On debut here at Dapto tonight.
Yeah, look, this is one of 2 runners. These 2 outside dogs, the 7 and the 8, have really been smashed. $11 went up into $4.80 now. Real good push for the 7, Rich Man's World.
Yep, so there would have been deductions there with faster than sub from box number 2. Yeah. It would have started probably favourite in this event. And we go out to 8, the pink Mr. Severide for Ashley Harris. It's had 2 starts at Narra over the 365 metre short course. Ran third on debut from a wide draw in average time and then finished midfield at its last start.
Similar to the 7, half that $10 quote. So yeah, we've had some deductions, but I suppose off $10, your true price is $7.50. And it's into $5, so still been well supported, the 8.
All right. We are still probably 3 minutes off start time. Is there any volume of money for anything?
A little bit of money for Shanghai Girl just coming in the last few minutes, and we're just easing it out, though, still to $2.60. That's because the damage was done early. Outside of that, no, they keep specking away at the 7, Rich Man's World. And Mr. Severide as well. They've hit their mark around that sort of $5 mark. I'll be interested to see what they do with the 4 inside this last 2 to 3 minutes, because it keeps hitting $4, and every time it does, someone wants to take that.
Yeah, so She's the Ritz from box 4, prepared by Glenn Quirk. And I'm pretty sure Glenn's only just taken up the collar and lead again after a bit of a spell away from it. But this greyhound was formerly prepared by Michelle Sultana. So having its first start for Glenn Quirk tonight. Again, well bred by Rizzolini out of All Dolled Up, makes it a litter sister to the likes of Black Abbott, prepared by Jodie and Andy Lord, who's shown good ability at Wentworth Park. Pretty sure that's the breed. If not, someone will correct me. Shanghai Girl, the market mover from box number 1. As said, prepared by Greg Renfrew, who took out race 2 with Shanghai Susie. Litter sister gets a big plus here with boxes 2 and 3 vacant, Nick.
Yeah, you mentioned that as well. And am I right in saying that if you lack gate speed or trap speed, being boxed in 1 is not bad, is it?
Absolutely. Look, and you ask most trainers, box speed. Yeah, if you ask most trainers or owners, if you pick your box, unless they're a desperate whitey and that, you probably pick, box 1 8 out of 10 times and that. So it can be a massive advantage. If it falls out of the box and there's 3 behind, it doesn't matter what box it's got, so it's irrelevant. But just first up, knowing that Greg would have, obviously trialled it here like he had with Shanghai Susie. Look, she's probably going to get, at this stage, she looks like she'll get the run of the race, but they are maidens, she is unraced, and again, just the buzz of being on the track and in front of a crowd and hearing noises and that, it can be off-putting to some dogs like it is to some horses.
And it doesn't look to be an abundance of early pace in this race, is there? So, I mean, it's, even if it doesn't begin overly well, it might be that far off them from the rails.
Yeah, speed map, look, you know, it's very hard to work a speed map out where you've got unraced starters and dogs that have only been average away. It sort of brings them all back to the field. My best, look, I'm going to have a throw at the stunts with Mason here. He's the best performed of these chasers. He's had 6 starts. 5 of those starts have been here at Dapto, where he's run 4 minor placings. He is risky. He is hit or miss at the jump. But, look, I'm just thinking 30 and 32, if he could possibly trim that up to around that 30 and 15 mark, 30 and 20, it may just be good enough to get away with this maiden race number 3 on the card at Dapto. Last look at the market, Nick.
Yeah, the market mover will be the 7 Rich Man's World, 11 into $5. Yes, there's 25 cents deductions, but with Shanghai Girl now getting out to $3.20 after an opening quote of $3.30. So yes, smashed early, but getting out late. Rich Man's World's best backed dog in the event. Yeah, and he's having start number 18 tonight, Nick. So they backed that the thing in race 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wicked Opal.
Wicked Opal as well, 20 start maiden.
Yeah.
So then they're keen to butter up.
Yeah.
God bless him.
None of mine. 30 and 38, as I said, at Wentworth Park at his last start, probably the best run of his career. And this, look, without knowing the full ability of Shanghai Girl from box number 1, this is a very open race on paper. So, look, I'm happy to take the $5 about a dog I know can run 30 and 30 and may be able to trim it up with Mason here from box number 5. But the market mover, as Nick said, is number 7, and that is Rich Man's World. The favourite still is number 1, Shanghai Girl.
$3.10, but she did get into $1.90 at one point in betting, so that she's been a decisive drift in the last sort of hour or so, Duke.
Okay. Greyhounds moving behind the 520 metre starting boxes. That's where the Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar field will exit from tonight, which is race number 8 on the card. It's due to get underway at 9:37 p.m. Red rug will be worn by Shanghai Girl, the favourite for race number 3. The market mover with Sportsbet is Rich Man's World. Let's head trackside. For the third, here's Matt Jackson.
He gets to the 500 metres for the first time as the green light is switched on for 80 Mr. Severide and Rich Man's World. They're set and they're racing. Shanghai Girl away okay from the inside. Out quickly from deep out is Mr. Severide, and Mr. Severide will burn across on lead from She's the Ritz to second. Third is Rich Man's World. 5 off the lead within striking range. Then Shanghai Girl and Mason here down the back, and She's the Ritz. Let's go. Right up along the fence to hit the lead from Mr. Severide. Rich Man's World's running on there, clear of Shanghai Girl, but She's the Ritz has broken away around the home turn. Dash clear, and She's the Ritz all too good beat Shanghai Girl. Third Mason here, Rich Man's World and Mr. Severide. They got tangled up with each other. They've finished at the back. The time around 30 and 20.
Which probably tells the tale. She's the Ritz gets the cash, 4, 1, 5 and 7. Shanghai Girl runs on into second spot. Mason here is third. Then we go out to 7, which was Rich Man's World. Mr. Severide showed pace. Mr. Severide and Rich Man's World colliding in the home straight. But She's the Ritz for Glenn Quirk, as I said, formerly prepared by Michelle Sultana. First up tonight for Glenn Quirk and gets the cash at Dapto, 4, 1, 5 and 7. The time at 30 and 17. So that is, 9 100s outside, a length and a half slower than the race number 2, the other maiden heat tonight. 4, 1, 5 and 7. Any damage for punters there?
Not really. A bit of a drifter, She's the Rich. $3.30 out to $4.20. If you back the favourite Shanghai Girl with Sportsbet, they are offering the bet return tonight, so you can get your money back up to $25 or $50 for running second. So hopefully favourite backers took advantage of that promo, courtesy of Sportsbet.
Yep, 30 and 17 the time. These goes She's the Ritz, who runs down the pink, which is Mr. Severide, who then collides with Rich Man's World. That enables Shanghai Girl to get up along the fence and finishing in second spot. Mason here, third, 4, 1, 5, 7 and 8. Margins around 6 lengths. Showed a little bit of pace there, Shanghai Girl, but then probably wanted to shift up the track. Pressure came from the inside whilst all that was happening. She's the Ritz got into second spot behind Mr. Severide. Let's head trackside. Here's Simon Orchard.
Happy with that, mate?
Yeah, you go great.
Got any more in tonight?
No, that's it. Go on, yeah.
We're joined by Glenn Quirk. She's the Ritz has taken out race 3 down here tonight at Dapto. Time of 30 and 17. Talk us through the run, Glenn.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. She's not renowned for her early speed, so when she found the front to work for it a little bit, but it was very good.
It must be promising as well. First time at 5:20. She's come up from Michelle Sultana. Can you tell us a bit about that relationship?
No, I just got contact with one of my other owners as mates with the owner of this guy, and Michelle was looking to move him on, so we were lucky enough to get the chance to take her on.
Hasn't raced for a while. It's been 3 months between runs. What have you been doing with it?
Not a lot, just putting around and up and down the straight and a few times around here and come up with the goods.
Congratulations, mate. You got a win on Sportsbet Dapto Megastar night. Well done.
Thank you very much for a good night to do it.
Okay, Simon Orchard trackside there with Glenn Quirk, as I said, has only just taken up the collar and lead again. He's worked for a number of leading trainers in New South Wales, and Glenn's back out training for himself and had a winner last week. I think it was at Maitland. He prepares She's the Ritz, formerly, as I said, with the Michelle Sultana kennel, but hugged the rails there, and by Ritzolini out of All Dolled Up, and She's the Ritz takes out race number 3 on the card at Dapto in the time of 30:17. So they're the 3 maidens out of the way, Nick. Gets a little bit easier for punters now to assess form. Race 4 on the card is over the 600 metres. It's restricted to greyhounds with 1 to 2 wins. Got a scratching here of number 7, Socks in Tension. A couple of handy runners here, particularly intrigued about Untroubled, prepared by Andrew Crouch. This is a greyhound that's out of Big Butters, who made $1 million chase final. Very, very good sprinter, stayer, long distance chaser as well, and in a very good camp there.
Yeah, that's right. Not too much support for this galloper. Dog, I should say, yeah, Duke, $2.70 out to $3.30. All the support's been with the one, the Cherry Double Baroque. 185 into 155. First look here at Dapto. Goes up in trip as well. What are your thoughts there?
Again, look, the 600 metres, for those who don't bet at Dapto regularly, the 600 metre start is on a bend. And box 1, if you don't come out in front, you can get shunted back as dogs want to, create that sort of concertina effect getting to the fence. So Double Baroque, if you look at his form, prepared by Daniel Gatt, hasn't shown a lot of early pace. His recent runs have been at Wentworth Park, his last half a dozen there. He won a grade 5 race there, going back 5 starts, going 30 and 38 average time on the clock. He's out of stayers in. Again, you're looking at these dogs that are wanting to get over more ground. He's only had the 9 starts to date. Dan's taken his time with him in that sense. Again, he's probably going to be in the back half of the field, and again, it sounds funny, Nick, but sometimes you do want them to come out average, because if they do come out average, they miss that trouble.
Yep.
They're able to then get into their galloping stride, get into their galloping action, and give themselves every opportunity. If they come out from box 1 and the rest of the field does as well, you've got that concertina effect coming across.
Which we've already seen tonight.
Exactly, and it's even more pronounced on the bend start at the 600 metres.
Is there a chance Untroubled could cross him?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm banking on.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Untroubled can lead Double Baroque in the early stages, and if he does that, he's already shown ability. And again, do you want to take short odds or value odds? I said it depends on what sort of punter you are. I'm not that keen to have a massive crack at them, because it is a 1 to 2 wins restricted race. So you want to see what they can do. A lot of them on trial at this trip for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the favourite's one of them as well. $1.55 does seem skinny when you put it like that. Probably won't lead, could get shunted back. And on trial at the trip, and first look at Dapto as well. $1.55 seems skinny.
Would have been to Dapto in private trials, prepared by Daniel Gatt, who is Mark Gatt's brother, of course. They use Dapto as a training ground. They educate their dogs there, so pretty certain it would have seen the track. I doubt whether it would have been there over 600 metres, but it may have had the slip from between the 500 and the 600 metre boxes. But it's intriguing, and again, it's you're trying to help punters out here. You don't want to sit on the fence, but at the same time, you don't want to steer them into anything.
Sometimes you've got to have a couple of splinters.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to take a break on our showcase coverage here on thedogs.com.au of Group 1 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar Night.
It's Greyhound Racing Supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Sergeant, what's the hold-up?
There's a group inside trying to run their own punters club.
Get me in there. Read the spreadsheet. It's 20 bucks buy-in.
We're going to miss the jump.
What? Haven't I paid already?
That was last weekend.
Forget that, fellas. Use Sportsbet bets with mates. It's group betting without all the BS. Start your group now.
Oh, wow, nice.
That's how it's done, boys.
Bet with mates, only with Sportsbet.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Do any of these bets look familiar to you, mate? A tote bet. Odds and evens. Really? A massage voucher.
Oh, yeah, that's mine. Sorry.
I've got 10 more right here. Do I need to go on?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've already downloaded the Sportsbet app. I love it. It won't happen again.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely expired, but I reckon I can get them to accept it.
BS responsibly with Sportsbet.
It's Greyhound Racing Supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
Set ready. Racing, Simon Told Helen came out running, and so did Flying Ricardo. Simon Told Helen led Flying Ricardo around the first turn. Winlock on top going to third, then Ebby Infrared. They'll followed by Shetland, Retzer Cohen, then All-Star Punk and Cumbria Bell. They're on the top turn. These two are eyeballing each other. Flying Ricardo moved up. He struck the front over Simon Told Helen, who can do no better. Flying Ricardo, he's got his Group 1. Flying Ricardo won the Group 1 Dapto Megastar over Simon Told Helen, Ritzer Cohen. Flying Ricardo, they turned it on early and mid-race. He struck the top on that top corner. He cut off Simon Told Helen, and he went for home, and he put him away. Bought for just $7,500 as a pup at the Gold Muzzle Auction at Richmond.
And that was Flying Ricardo. As we can see, handled there by Sam Sultana. He was actually boxed on the night by Sam Sultana. It's owned by his daughter. Ricardo's owned by Christy Sultana. Sam will, of course, rug up Yuko Girl in box 1 in the Dapto Megastar. That was a two-dog war. Simon Told Helen at that stage, Nick, was one of the best dogs in Australia. He'd come to Dapto with around $800,000 in prize money. Wow. Multiple Group 1 winner. Flying Ricardo was the pup on the way up.
And he got him.
He got him, and eventually became New South Wales Greyhound of the Year as well. But the whole kicker there is Sammy Sultana Sparrow boxed Flying Ricardo. He won back 2 years back. Will the same thing happen for him tonight with Yuko Girl from box number 1?
Well, let's have a look at the market and hopefully you can get a bit of a pointer there. Yuko Girl's your favourite, second favourite around that $3.30 mark, but one of the best back runners in the race. We did bet $3.80 at Sportsbet. Good odds, Emma is your favourite. Look, she was unlucky, obviously, in that qualified, bombing the start. Charges home for second tonight. She possibly maps to get a better run in transit if she can begin okay. Drops in behind Yuko Girl. She's around that $3 mark. Hover between $2.90 and $3.10 punters. That's the mark for her. Coast Model's got early speed. $3.30 though, out the gate to $4.40. The market suggesting she may struggle to cross these. Punters Bandits thereabouts as well. $9 into $8 from the Lord camp as well. And the one I didn't mind from doing a little bit of form today was Father Rick Duke. I was keen to get your thoughts there. 11 into $7.50. Thought he was pretty good in the qualifier winning, albeit he had a bit of luck on his side.
Yeah, look, and he's well boxed out in box number 7. I've tipped Emma. I think she's rock bottom price.
Yep.
I think $3 absolute. That cuts me out. I tell you who I do want to have something on, and I have it at a price that I thought way over the odds, but it's because of his box, is number 4 Lochinvar Lona.
Yep.
Best credential runner at Dapto. He's a 3-time winner there from 6 starts. He's run 29.58 at Dapto, the fastest time run by any of these runners in the Megastar final tonight. The draw is awkward for him, no doubt about that. But at that $8 mark, you don't have to have a lot on them. And I just thought Look, if he gets a bit of luck early and if he can find the fence, again, he may be tracking Good Odds Emma, or he may be in front of Good Odds Emma if Yuko Girl leads as we expect it to. But it is a very, very open race, mate, because we are banking on Yuko Girl coming out leading, giving Good Odds Emma that run through. I spoke to Andy Lord only yesterday about his 3 runners and that. He thought the Good Odds Emma was his best, but he couldn't discount the other 2. Punter's Bandit, another greyhound on the way up. Coast Model, she's done it all, ran second in the $1 Million Chase earlier this year. Box 8 is not her best. One man who knows Dapto and is a Dapto devotee, he's a local, is our Deputy CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales, Wayne Billett. Mick Cowley speaking with Wayne now.
Joined by Deputy CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales, Wayne Billett. Fantastic night here tonight. Good crowd rolling in too, mate.
Yeah, it is, Mick. Weather's held off, which is nice, and yes, a few people rolling in, so it all looks well for a good night.
It's a special place for you. You live not too far away. It must be great Megastar night at Dapto.
It is. I think for the local town and the local people, it's something, we don't, Group 1 events aren't generally held out of capital city, so that adds that extra special layer to it tonight. But yeah, being a hometown boy, it's something that really proud of and been involved in, and all the local people to make it happen. So yeah, it's a really good night.
Another nice touch tonight too is, apart from the Lords, obviously 3 runners in the final, everyone else is trying to strive for that first Group 1 win, which is a nice little added addition to it.
It is, and there are people that race here all the time, Mick, which is even better, do you know what I mean? So the locals that support the club on a regular basis are here tonight, which is great, and let's hope one of them can take home that, and it'll be a game changer, and someone's trying to get rid of me already.
Mate, you would have obviously looked at the field. Is there a preference at this stage? I know you're not allowed to bet, but is there a preference?
So I had a couple of radio interviews today, and I put the mocker on Good Odds Emma. I just thought her run last week was like, almost run of the year. What she did, went out on a nose early, and so she gets near the bunny. She'll run a real good time tonight, so she's my tip.
It's a good night too for the sponsor of the event, the sponsor of Dapto, Sportsbet. They put a lot of support to greyhound racing, particularly down in this area.
Oh, they've been outstanding. They've been a partner here for a number of years now, and they do everything they can to support not only greyhound racing in general, but more in particular Dapto. They've got a busload of them here tonight, so they're out to have a good time, which is, and without support of people like that, we can't run these type of events.
We've had some great megastars in the past. Flying Ricardo's 2 years ago, Good Odds Harada. Hopefully tonight will be another one.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the Flying Ricardo, Simon Toll Allen down the back straight, where everyone just thought, oh, here we go, and he blew him away. For me, that's one of the special memories of this race. So hopefully tonight someone else will have their name etched in history, and good luck to them.
Fingers crossed. Have a great night.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Wayne Billett there with Mick Cowley. Wayne, our Deputy CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales. And if we go back 20, 30 years, Wayne used to be the starter at Dapto. And we've got some very embarrassing footage of him in a white suit. Well, I don't think it's embarrassing, but he's in top hat and tails, starting the Maiden Classic way back.
White suit?
White suit, top hat and tails.
Nothing embarrassing about that?
Nothing whatsoever.
Okay.
Not back in the 80s. You're too young for that.
Nah.
Mate, that was just normal attire.
I have
when
spent
we were
some
going
time
for a
in
night
Queensland,
out.
though.
Yeah, exactly. And Melbourne. Here is the market for Dapto race number 4. It's the Billy Bates Memorial. Unfortunately, Billy passed away only a couple of weeks ago. A great Dapto club man and committee man, and we pass on our condolences to the Bates family. This race is the initial one named in his honour. I'm sure the club will come up with another race further down the track. Double Baroque, for me, again, rock bottom odds. The $1.50 mark, untroubled second pick in the market at $3.40. The pace will probably come from out wide in untroubled and more serious. A vacant box in box number 7, and then you've got Double Baroque off the inside. The Hound in race number 4 at Dapto tonight. He's tipping the red. He's gone with Double Baroque to beat Untroubled, Zipping Dudley and Bell Intention. Double Baroque has his first start over the 600 metres. He's prepared by Daniel Gatt, and earlier tonight Simon Orchard caught up with Dan.
Daniel, Double Baroque, it says in the form book that he hasn't been here before. I'm tipping he may have had a look around Dapto.
Many times, yeah. He was educated here, so hasn't been out of the 600 boxes, but he's been around here many times, yeah.
A lot of good form around the Wentworth Park runs. That last start was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was good. The winner's a real smart young pup. Got beat a long way, but thought he'd done a terrific job to run third. Hence why we stepped him up to 600. And he does want to use a bit of the track, but sometimes box 1 over the 600 can bring him out. And if he can be untouched and get to the middle of the track where he'll run a real good race.
And I guess that's the key. He hasn't got a lot of early speed, so he needs to do something from the 1.
He does. He's got he's got it loose, roll out, and doesn't have to ping, but yeah, roll out and just get a bit of a clear run, and we'll leave it up to him. Then it's up to him, yeah.
It's nice to be here on Megastar night.
Yeah, great night. It's got a bit of a vibe tonight. It's good. Everyone's here.
A few memories from last year too.
Yeah, a lot of memories. Yeah, I was actually at home last year, but no, it's a great night. Yeah.
Mate, best of luck. Hopefully you can win one on your night.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, bud.
Dan talking about Megastar Night holding a special place for them. Ritzadonna, prepared by his brother Mark, took out the 2021 version of the Megastar last year, and she holds the race record going 29.43. Dan starts double broke in race number 4, a 1-2 wins race over the 600 metres. They start on the top turn on a bend start. Look, he's had nine career starts, Nick, for 2 wins. Those 2 wins come at Wentworth Park. His first maiden win there in 30.05 was a good effort, showed pace on that occasion. He then backed that up the week after, winning in 30.38. Since then, he's probably averaged around 30.50 on the clock at Wenny. Again, he steps up to the 600 metres, out of stayers in. He's probably obviously looking for ground, and we just heard Dan say he's been there a number of times, even though the race book says he makes his official debut there tonight.
He's good though, Dan, isn't he? 10 from 22 overall as a trainer, and he's certainly going places. Into 145 now, Duke. We spoke about the 155 looking a bit skinny. Punters said, nope, happy to take that. 185 was the opening price. 155 about 7 or 8 minutes ago. Now 145. It's been a really good go.
Yeah, look, I'm not really keen to have a punt because of all the, the questions that need to be answered. We can't answer them until after the race is run, but he steps up to 600 for the first time. As said, for me, if I was going to have something, I would have backed Untroubled. At around that $3.50, $4 quote. Go back 2 starts, Nick, and he won it. Richmond over the 520 metres and a maiden. Again, only average time of 30.13, then finished 3rd there at his last start, but his mother was a top-class stayer, top-class sprinter, top-class middle distance run. This greyhound is a litter mate to a greyhound by the name of Dzaki, I still can't pronounce it, even though I asked Adam Crouch on $1 Million Chase Maiden Heat Night, how do you pronounce it? It goes around in race number 7. It's shown ability, broken 30 seconds at Wentworth Park. So, again, do you want to take the $1.40 about an unknown dog going over the 600 from box 1 the first time? A lot of punters, I imagine there's probably not a great deal of, value as far as the others are concerned when you've got a shorty at $1.40.
Well, it's now $1.35, and Untroubled, you can get $4.40 about the horse, the dog, I should say, Duke, that you think might be able to cross and lead here.
Yeah, look, at $4.40, I'm prepared to have something on him. I just thought...
That's a bet?
$4.40 or $1.30, both going over, nothing silly. I'll just lazy monkey that you can lend me. But again, it's a case of, it is quite often a case of caveat emptor, buyer beware in races like this, because while some give the impression they want to run a middle distance, they don't actually get it. Others, don't appear to want it, and they revel in it. You can only go on the form that we've got. Look, off his 30.05 win at Wentworth Park, he deserves to be favourite. Is he valued at $1.35? Absolutely not.
And you spoke about the map issues for him.
And again, you just, you want to see him come out, and get clear air in that. If you've taken the $1.30, you want to see him come out and get clear air in that first 50 metres.
He's $1.30 now. 135 into 130 in the last sort of 60 seconds. 460 Untroubled. Bell Intention, any thought there? Around the $20 mark? It's all the way out the gate from $12.
Yeah, no, look, it's 1-1 from 34.
Not happy?
Well, you just, again, you don't want to back them because, Nicky, they've had 34 starts, they've won once.
Yeah.
They might have, it's only run 5 minors as well.
Is there a boil over?
No.
No. It's out of the 1 or the 6 for you.
Well, for me it is. It's a 2-dog race. I mean, look, more serious from box number 8, 17 starts, 1 win. The 2 favourites are the greyhounds that have had the least amount of starts. Parade, box number 5 for Rod Morley, 35 starts, 1 win, 3 minors. Speedy Flash 2, 17 starts, 2 wins, 5 minors. Probably the only other one that you consider. Zipping Dudley, 40 starts for 2 wins, 14 minors. So it's a professional place getter. Bell Intention, 1 win from 34, whereas Double Broke, 9 starts, 2 wins, 3 minors. Untroubled from box 6, 6 starts, 1 win, 2 minors.
If you're playing the exotics, could you throw Zipping Dudley in? They appreciate the extra trip.
Yeah, definitely. Look, again, out of Zipping Abbey and that, owned by Cam Hallen and by Goodsey, greyhound that Johnny Finn formerly trained. it finished, it's been going over the 500 at Richmond, finished 5th behind Zipping Mercedes at its last start. But again, it's hard to make a case for any of these runners outside of Double Baroque and Untroubled. Sportsbet are asking us to take $1.30 Double Baroque or $4.60.
You're taking the 4.6?
I'll take the 4.6.
Do you save the exacta?
Yeah, no thanks.
It's too fruity for you.
Yeah, they're beside the boxes for race number 4 on the card. This is over the 600 metres. The Bill Bates Memorial, as I said, Billy was a great Dapto clubman, passed away just recently, and this is the first of the races that will be named in his honour. And Greyhounds will move over to the 600 metres where we had the Sportsbet Middle Distance Championship only 2 weeks back. A lot of the runners coming into the Megastar tonight actually came out of that Sportsbet Middle Distance Championship. It was taken out by Corborn Magic, who then went to Sandown Park, ran second in the heat of the Bold Trees, then won a heat of the Bold Trees, then ran second, then went to the Gardens last week and clocked the fastest time in the heats of the listed Newcastle Cup. And Corborn Magic will be in the final on Friday night, where he takes on Stagger Out Lee again, who beat him in the Group 1 Bold Trees at Sandown. All the rage is the red runner here, Double Baroque at around that $1.30 mark. Untroubled gets out to around the $4.50. It's a 1 to 2 winners over the 600 metres. Trackside at Dapto. Here's Matt Jackson.
Race number 4 here tonight. The green light is turned on. 128 Double Baroque. Mounts as clear favourite from the inside draw. They're set. And they're racing now, and he was away fairly. Double Baroque. Zipping Dudley jumped quickly, leads early. Double Baroque railed up, got to second, and is about to pounce on the lead. The third now is Speedy Flash 2. They're followed More Serious, Untroubled well back. Second last, Bell Intention at the rear is Parade. The favourite's taken over Double Baroque, and to the back straight. He's opened up, falling Zipping Dudley. Third, Speedy Flash 2. That trio, they're well clear of More Serious. Off the back straight, it's Double Baroque still holding that 3 to 4 length margin on Zipping Dudley. Then Speedy Flash 2. Double Baroque clear late, and Double Baroque, the favourite, wins it by 2 lengths. Zipping Dudley, who stuck on well. Third, Speedy Flash 2. Photo fourth, Bell Intention or More Serious. They're followed in by Parade, Untroubled at the rear. But await confirmation on the time. But a pretty easy watch for those on the short-priced favourite.
It was after about 50 metres. You're just sweating on him getting that clear run from the bend start there, and he did that. And look, once he punched up in the early stages and was running second at the winning post the first time around, the $1.30 looked way over the odds.
Yeah, it did. He got clear, didn't he? I thought the runner-up's done a pretty good job here, Duke.
He stuck on well. Definitely stuck on well.
Zipping Dudley. So perhaps one to follow when he doesn't run into a dog like Double Baroque. He appreciated getting up in trip, and I thought he was just as strong as the winner through the line. Untroubled. Not much went right in the run, but probably still a shade disappointing.
No.
Am I making excuses there?
Yeah, you're making excuses.
Okay.
He's finished 45 lengths away and just didn't really want to get into the race. Look, I try not to, pot or bag other people's dogs because it's the same. You've got them, but you can only call it the way you see it. He never put himself into the run, and I'm sure the Crouch Kennel would be disappointed with that. As I said, it was only a couple of starts back that he won at Richmond over the 520 metres, and tonight he really never ever gave a shot. But let's watch the replay again. Look, definitely Double Baroque was advantaged there by the fact Bell Intention walked out of the boxes. It was enabled him to get into second spot behind Zipping Dudley. There's Untroubled in the green rug there. 10 and 12 deep off that top turn, never really made a lot of ground, but Double Baroque, as they go down the back straight, he holds that couple of lengths advantage over Zipping Dudley, and then came Speedy Flash 2. And again, it's, you look at these races, Nick, they're probably, unless you know something really about the dog, but they're not races that you really want to, as say, tip out everything on. But if you've supported Double Baroque, you've got the cash. 1, 3, 4 and 2. So 1, 3, 4 and 2. Double Baroque beats Zipping Dudley. Speedy Flash 2. Bell Intention gets into fourth spot. The time there around 34.8. That's the winning post the first time around, where Double Baroque punched up and took the lead. And Simon Orchard is trackside now with the winning trainer, Daniel Gatt.
Yeah, we've got Daniel Gatt down here. Look, pretty impressive run tonight. Daniel, first time over 600. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, done everything right during the run, but he got a bit tight on the line. But no, I was happy with him. Yeah.
A time of 34.78. Look, Mum was stayers in and Dad was pretty decent as well, dying a double one. Where to from here, mate?
I'm probably punching back to 500. Tonight was more a confidence building thing. Yeah, just see how he pulls up and go from there. But I don't know how strong he is off that run, but yeah, see what happens.
We don't see a lot of restricted races for dogs over 600 metres. Do you like the idea of seeing if dogs are capable of running middle distance or staying trips?
Brilliant. Either way, to see if they can ever be a stayer or even just to give them confidence. Young dog, 600. Sometimes you go into them 5th grade 600s and some really hot dogs in there. So no, I reckon they're a great race, yep.
Before I let you go, I know you're disappointed not to get Windra All Class into the Megastar. How is she and what's she up to?
She's coming along real good, jumping out of the skin. She had a little issue with her wrist, which has come real good. Yeah, just going to take it slowly with her, and hopefully get her right for the futurity.
Shout out to Suey Barton as well. Daniel Gatt, well done tonight, mate. Great job.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Double Baroque takes out race number 4, the Billy Bates Memorial at Dapto, clocking a time of 34.78. The time the numbers 1, 3, 4 and 2. The margins 2 lengths by 4 lengths. Leads us into race number 5 on the card, the first leg of the quaddie. The first of the North versus South Challenge Heats. It's over the 520 metres. There's Daniel Gatt with number 1, Double Baroque. One of the best bets of the night, I think, Nick, in race number 5, number 1, Rockstar Apollo. No gold stars for tipping this. You talk about, do you want to take $1.60 short odds? Absolutely. I'll tell you why in a second. He is a clear-cut favourite from Velocity Stella at $4. Amina's Athena, $41. Not a shame. Next pick in the market at $4.80. Now, here's why.
Okay.
I'm happy to take the
My ears are
$1.60.
pricked.
We had 4 heats of the Dapto Megastar last week. The Group 1 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar. The first fastest of the heats was won by On the Bus for Rod O'Brien, going 29.72.
Jumps from the squeeze tonight?
It does. But Rockstar Apollo last week in a Grade 5 event also clocked 29.72 as well.
Wow.
Finds himself in box 1. Again, another of the Grade 5 races tonight. So do you want to take $1.60 about a dog like that who's run 29.72, the same time the fastest of the Group 1 heats went last week? Absolutely. You do.
So why isn't he $1.30 then?
Let's ask Sportsbet that. But again, it's the whole point that, you know, he's a young dog coming up. He's won a couple of races and that, in very good hands with Sean Evans and Chris Nutt and that. And again, when you see a dog like that come up with what you think is the perfect box, 29.72 in a run last week, I'm happy to take the $1.60 about it. So. Anyway, as we said, On the Bus clocked the fastest of the heats last week in the Megastar, and earlier tonight, Mick Cowley caught up with his trainer, Rod O'Brien.
Rod O'Brien on the bus, mate. How's the week been for you?
Pretty good, mate. They've been nice and bouncy on the road of a morning. Like he's nice and sound, and I tried to give him a trial early on Monday. I just put him up the hill, a nice hand slip, and he's full of energy. He's raring to go. He's got to that age now where he's peaked, and we're starting to see the best of him now.
As you said, he's at that age. He's 3.5 now. Ran the best time he's ever run around here last week.
Surprised me. He won 18 races without jumping, and then he decided to jump. But the trouble was, the night he decided to jump, he cut his grand's head off at Wentworth Park. But last week he come out, he used the one beautiful, worked around the rail, and just didn't give him a look in. It was the fastest qualifying time, so you've got to be happy with him. No, I wanted the other bloke in, but unfortunately, it's the way it works. Yeah.
As you said, he had the one last week. Obviously a bit different from the 5 this week. Stack of speed in the race, obviously the red. Where are you hoping he might be coming around that first turn?
Right behind the leader. He'll go looking for the fence. He's like his mother, Rebelli Magic. She was a little 5'8", she's a little stepper, and she didn't let the big dogs knock her around. She worked in and out until she got where she wanted to be, and he does the same thing. He'll get to the fence as quick as he can, and he'll just sit there and work home. He's a very strong little dog, but I don't know. I watched him. He had to work very hard to get around that rail when he came out the one. Look, he landed in front, but then he had to spear out to get around the rail. And I think if he can jump like he did last week, I think the 5 will suit him. Because I remember Jeff Collison saying years ago, he was asked what was the best box, and he said, if you've got a good beginner, the 5.
Straight run to the winning post and away you go.
Yeah, he'll. No, it suits him. He'll be there. He deserves to be in the race. So we just. Someone said, "Oh, why not, you're going to scratch him and put the good dog in." I said, "Mate, they're all good dogs in my camp. I've only got 4 of them. I love them all the same."
Rod, best of luck tonight. You've got a Group 1 finalist. Best of luck. Hopefully things fall into place.
Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
Rod O'Brien there with Mick Cowley, and this is On the Bus winning last week from box number 1. Pace out wide from Forever Thankful, who has box 2 in the final. And then we go back to Matter of Fact on the inside. 7 the black there was Cumbria Kid, and the favourite was Zipping Kyrgios wearing the green rug. But On the Bus took full advantage. We heard Rod say he had to get around that and negotiate a passage around that first turn, but he was too good. And again, there was only 6 100ths behind the 4 heat winners last week, Nick. So again, it shows you how open this sort of a race is. Here's the market, and On the Bus, surprisingly, the second outsider. I guess surprisingly in the sense that the fastest qualifier, second longest price in the race, but box 5 in a top class field also add up to that equation.
Well, he's 6 from 11 when he jumps from box 1. When he goes out to box 5, he's 2 from 12. So statistically, his chances diminish when he goes from that inside.
Him and
box.
a few others.
Yeah, and a few others. I don't think he's alone there, but that's probably why you're getting the $31 about the last start winner. Yuko Girl will jump to the front. We think she will anyway. She's your second favourite at $3.20. Alongside her is Good Odds Emma. Is expected to drop in behind Yuko Girl and hopefully blouse her late in the piece. That's what the favourite backers are hoping anyway at that $3 mark. We've had some support for Lochinvar Lona, about 9 into $8, and also Father Rick, 11 into $7. Probably the best backed runner in early betting, 11 into 7. And as I reported, some good support for Yuko Girl, 380 into 320 at that point of the market. That's a fairly good push.
Yeah, and Father Rick, owned by Sharon Webster, trained by her husband Ray, and it is actually named after their local parish priest.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so Father Rick will be watching tonight. And
a couple of prayers.
Well, I know that before he won, Sharon told me Father Rick actually won the Goulburn, the short course race last year, not the gold mine. It's gone out of my head. The Fireball.
This is the Greyhound, Father Rick, not the...
No, and Father Rick the human, Father Rick the parish priest, came to the kennels the week before, and Father Rick actually blessed the dogs, and particularly blessed Father Rick before he won the Fireball there at Goulburn.
That's pretty good.
I know Sharon and Ray have got a very good connection with their local parish priest there. They've so much so they named the dog in his honour.
I have found myself praying a few times before when I've got multis and that going, so I don't blame him,
Yeah, but there's also a thing called the Overs God, which also gets us as well. We're going to take a short break on our showcase coverage of Group 1 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar Night. Hope you're enjoying it, no matter where you're watching it from. We've got viewers in all parts of the world, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, you can catch it all here. And we'll take this break, come back with more after this. Welcome back to Sportsbet Megastar Night. You're watching via thedogs.com.au or through our associated partners. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Hopefully we can spot you a few more winners throughout the night. And race number 5 kicks off. The quaddie Nick Ashman from Sportsbet joins me in the studio. Got a shorty here, but it's a warranted shorty, I believe, in number 1, Rockstar Apollo, currently at that $1.60 mark. Tell me punters have been supporting him.
Yeah, pretty solid around that 160 in from 180 of the opening price, but I'm loving what I'm seeing from you, Duke. You're up and about. You're ready to go here on the cherry. You potted the last one, and I don't mind that because you wanted to take it on. You gave good reasons for it. Yeah. You're telling us we've got to charge into this one.
Well, you know, again, you've got a dog that ran 29.72 last week. The equal fastest of what they ran in the Megastar heats. Finds himself back in a grade 5 tonight from box 1, the first time he stepped from box number 1. He came out running last week. When he led, he ran 5.44 to the first mark, which is certainly getting along. He's got average beginners drawn in boxes, in box 2 particularly. Box 3, Princess 40, normally wants to run a straight line to the first turn. None of these other dogs, well, I can tell you the next fastest time on the clock here at Dapto is 29.91. Velocity Stella draws box number 8, where it ran that PB time. Even still, that's nearly 3 lengths difference between what Rockstar Apollo and Velocity Stella have run.
Biggest dog in the field, 35.1 kgs. How does that factor in?
Yeah, again, it can work. It's you know, it can be a double-edged sword in the sense that he is a big dog. 35 kilos is certainly getting up there, but he can use that bulk to push his way through. Conversely, he can also be a little bit awkward, the bigger dogs and that. But I just love the run from him last week where he had box 4, he came out running. He won his maiden at Goulburn. If we go back to late July, running 24.59. Again, we're talking about a dog with high speed there. And that run there was in a heat of the Zoom Top Maiden. He then finished second behind Zipping Orlando, who went on to win 6 races straight at Wentworth Park after it won the Zoom Top Maiden. So the forms there, the $1.60 I believe is completely warranted. I'd rather take the $1.60 him than the $4 Velocity Stella.
Okay, so he's the biggest dog right now. If he wins tonight, he's the big dog.
He is also the fastest dog in this field. Let's go through them one by one. And as I said, Rockstar Apollo holds the call with favourite punters at $1.60. To the checks, there's Just Dream, a greyhound that's had 13 starts for 3 wins. Won a grade 5 here, 3 starts back in 30 and 41. Finished 3rd at its next start. Finished 5th behind Rockstar Apollo last week, beaten 19 lengths.
No support for it. $34 opening price, out to $61 now, so nothing there for you, Duke.
Yep, Princess 40, look, probably the best performed greyhound in this race, definitely is. It's had 63 starts for 14 wins and 21 minors. 3 starts back, ran 19.24, winning over the short course at Bulli here at Dapto. It's had 10 starts, 2 wins, 3 minors, the best on the clock of 30 and 17.
$13 opening price, out to $23 now. Keeps on drifting despite the fact it's placed 5 from 10 over this track and trip.
Elite Bullet from box 4, wearing the Sportsbet for the blue rug. Last start winner at Goulburn over the 440 metres in 24.83 on debut here, and hasn't had a run over the 500 since early October.
Interesting, similar to Princess 40, was $13 in opening markets, got onto the drift out to $18. The punter said, no, that's enough. They let Princess 40 get out to the $23, $26 now. Elite Bullet, different story, now back into $16. Good to see.
Yeah, not a shame from box 5 for Dylan Goodger. Comes off a smart win at Wentworth Park in probably relatively similar company, running 29.97. Good first split there of 5.42. From box number 5, it's had 1 start for 1 placing here at Dapto. It's on debut, but it's a 5-time winner.
$3.80 out to $5.50, back into $5 now, so $5.50 is its ceiling, we think.
6th, the green, Amina's Athena, one of the roughies in the races, Nicky, around that $41 mark. Finished 3rd at Nowra at its last start 3 weeks back, over the 365. Had 7 starts here, yet to trouble the scorer for a win, but has run 3 minors.
It's doubled its opening quote. You can get as much as $81 now for the 6.
All right, 7, the black is Raglan Mamba. 2 starts back, ran 2nd here in a 4th and 5th grade race. A tougher race than what it is tonight. Ran 2nd, beaten an eyelash on that occasion. I remember the race. It had box 7. Same box it has tonight, ran 30 and 19. That was his debut run here, then finished at the tail of the field in a tougher race at Winnie.
Couple of maintenance bets on this one, Duke. They just keep chipping away. $18 into 17, 17 into 16, 16 now into 15.
Okay, second favourite in the race. We'll start from box 8, and that is Velocity Stella. 4 runs back. Won a grade 5 at Wentworth Park in 30 and 19 after winning a maiden here in 29.91. The critical point about its maiden victory is that it also came from box 8.
It's the big drifter of the horses in dogs in the market. $3.80 out to $6.50 now, so they don't want the pink.
All right, tell me there's more money for the red Rockstar Apollo.
There is now $1.45, so you're spot on that to take the $1.60. If you listened to Duke a few minutes ago, he was saying the $1.60 was a great price. Now $1.45 for Rockstar Apollo.
Yeah, and the other thing to consider, that was his first run last week for around about 10 weeks. He had a 10-week spell after finishing down the track at Wentworth Park. He resumed last week from box 4, came out running with that 5.44 first split and 29.72 overall. And I say, if you go back to that Zoom Top maiden final at Goulburn, which was run in early August, and have a look at the greyhounds that come out of that race, we're talking greyhounds such as Punter's Bandit.
Yep.
Greyhound I've got, Can You Smoke Them? He came out of it. Another greyhound I've got who's in tonight. We got Square. But Zipping Orlando, 6 wins in a row after it won that maiden series at Goulburn. Rockstar Apollo finished second behind Zipping Orlando in the final.
Good start. Good 4 lines then, Duke.
Absolutely.
We're happy to butter up.
Oh,
is
definitely.
it too short now at 145?
No, look, when I first looked at the market after what he did last week, I thought he was a $1.40 chance.
Okay, 135 now.
Yeah, now unders.
Really good.
We're on start time. This kicks off the quaddie, race number 5 at Dapto. Give him strength. He wears the red rug and he carries the bulk of punters' money. Number 1 is Rockstar Apollo.
He had brilliant acceleration after that to lead. That might be the only concern with him, is he's not a brilliant beginner. Green light on. Quaddie first leg, they're set to run. Racing now, Rockstar Apollo only out fairly down on the inside. Away quickly, Amina's Athena leading to the first turn from Raglan Mumba. Rockstar Apollo bulldozed his way up to third placing and he's about to get into clear air. Fourth here, Velocity Stella. There followed Elite Bullet, Not a Shame. Well back, Just Dream and Princess 40 off the back straight. It's Raglan Mumba out by 2.5 on Amina's Athena. Rockstar Apollo went for an inside run. There wasn't a lot of room there. They turn. It's still Raglan Mumba. Rockstar Apollo flashes at it. Got there on the post. Rockstar Apollo was never going to win, but where it mattered most. Beats Raglan Mumba and Velocity Stella. Close up Amina's Athena, then Not a Shame. Elite Bullet, Just Dream and Princess 40. The time around 30 seconds.
Never, ever in doubt.
I wish we had the camera on you in here.
We do not want that over again. He went for a run a couple of times. He even checked off the 6 there on that point of the home turn, but thankfully it was a bit of a mix-up. The blacks got tired and Rockstar Apollo put his head down right where it counted on the line, and he's run around that 30 even. You can see him, particularly the black there, just checking Amina's Athena as well, Raglan Mumba. They were the 2 roughies and 2 of the roughies in the race. Velocity Dallas gets up along the fence. Velocity Stella, I should say, gets up along the fence. But Rockstar Apollo gets the cash. He did. Look, good dogs, they just keep persevering. They keep going for the runs. They keep pushing through and they keep punching up and they keep having a go. And that's, look, you can see him there, checked out of the boxes in that first turn. Just got that pressure, but again, this is the quality of a dog where he just wants to punch through. You asked before, being a 35-kilo dog, is it an advantage or a disadvantage? In that case, he used his bulk to be able to push through. He just checked off heels here. And look, if he had have got clear air earlier than that, he wins a lot easier. But yeah, definitely heart palpitations.
He looked like a big prop forward breaking through the defensive line, didn't he?
He looked like you in your early days, whereas I was the speedy centre just running off the 5'8".
Please, no.
Rockstar Apollo gets the cash in the first leg of the quaddie. And he was handled tonight by Sean Heaven's wife, and that is Kayla Jane Coleman, who will rug up Forever Thankful in the Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar.
Yeah, boys. Sean Flaherty's just walked past me. Ed Reglan Mumbo and said I was stiff. Kayla Jane Coleman. That was a nice win, although we're on the edge of our seats. What did you think?
Yeah, I was really happy to see him come from behind. It was only his second run into his prep for 500, so I didn't know down the back whether he'd have the finish in him. But yeah, he's still learning. He's so gangly at the start, and I was worried about him getting through the first corner, being all legs. But yeah, seeing him run on in his second prep was exciting to see. Yeah.
I tell you what, the format of that Zoom Top Maiden final is standing the test of time, isn't it? We've seen Zipping Orlando, Let Me Dad come out of that race as well. They're really going through the roof. Of course, Duke's Dog as well. Can you smoke him? Where do you go to from here? Do you go back into town?
Yeah, well, I think this race was a heat for in town. So, yeah, I think you've got to tackle town these days with the grading system. But, yeah, each week he's, like everyone says, cliche, take every week as it comes. See what's around for, punch him through his grades easily, just because he's still only on the way back fitness-wise, even though he ran on tonight. But, yeah, he's only his second 500. So, we'll, freshen him up or whatever for the final next week. And, yeah, I think the world's his oyster.
Speaking of finals, we're only about an hour or so away from the big one. How are you feeling? Is that a good cobweb blower outer ahead of the Dapto Megastar later on?
Yeah, I think normally I'm only nervous once I go in the boxes. Being an outsider, I don't have that much pressure, so I just try and lap it up. And, yeah, just once I go in the boxes, it is what it is. And, I'll try and get a bit pumped now that all our races are done now till the big one, so I'll probably have time to think about it more.
Well, really good win in the end. Got there right on the line. Rockstar Apollo, the world's his oyster. Well done.
Thank you. Ta.
Simon Orchard with Kayla Jane Coleman there, and Kayla Jane Coleman rugs up her third finalist in the Sportsbet Megastar tonight. Here's Sniper Cam and Rockstar Apollo. Where's that red rug? Early pace there from the 6th Raglan member, and also Mina's Athena. And there's Rockstar Apollo just checking off heels, just couldn't get that run through. And Kayla said it was only his second run in the preparation for him to come from behind. Again, the 6 is laying on him there through that top turn, but he pushes up, never leaves the fence, and he just comes with that withering burst in the last couple of bounds and claims victory. Rockstar Apollo 1, 7, 8 and 6, the numbers to race number 5, the first leg of the quaddie. There is Sean Evans and Kayla Jane Coleman, and as said, Kayla Jane rugs up her third Dapto Sportsbet Megastar finalist tonight. Taka Kartik ran third last year, and Forever Thankful's Dam was Wear Out There, who made the final in 2017, finished 5th behind Aqua Cheetah, which was prepared by Shona Thompson to win the Megastar on that occasion. So Kayla Jane Coleman, she appeared very relaxed there. I can tell you she can get a little bit nervy when it comes to big races. All right, race number 6 is a 520 metre north versus south challenge heat. We are 15 minutes off start time. El Churro for Amanda Brunton is the favourite around the $3 mark, in front of Velocity Dallas for Glenn and Robin Goodwin. Mia, She's Fast, my on top tip, is at $3.30. But earlier tonight, Mick Cowley caught up with the CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales, Rob McCauley.
Joined by the CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales, Rob McCauley. Rob, welcome to Dapto. Another fantastic night down here.
Thank you, Mick. It's a perfect night here at Dapto, this iconic racecourse, and here for the iconic Dapto Sportsbet Megastar. It should be a great night.
It should, and it's good to take these feature races away from the city so that the punters down here got a great turnout tonight. They really love their dogs.
How good is this? Full of locals, people have travelled far and wide to get here. Great lineup tonight. Excellent band of trainers. It should be, it already is a great night.
It really is, and the people, as you said, great band of locals. They really come out. They come out each week, but they certainly turn out for the big events. You've seen a lot of racing around the last 6 months that you've been in the job. Must be nice to get to a big feature race night too.
It is, and straight before Christmas, how good is it? We go from one big event to the other, and it's excellent that everyone's here having such a good time.
Rob, away from the racing side of things, we heard an announcement earlier this week about GRNSW, Greyhounds Australasia, teaming up with the Police Association. Another great initiative in terms of rehoming.
We're so thrilled about the Police Association of New South Wales cooperative deal. It's the perfect marriage of human welfare and greyhound welfare. We're partnering up fantastic people with absolutely fantastic dogs. The announcement Monday, overnight on Monday, we had 11 applications from serving and retired police officers for adoption, and we'll be thrilled to give them priority access to our beautiful dogs.
We've obviously got a lot of big things that have happened this year already. Is there a highlight that stands out for you, whether it be $1 million chase or whatever it may be?
I think we're in a very exciting time for greyhound racing. We're getting better and better in all respects at what we do. We've got fantastic trainers. We've got an increasing number of owners racing better and better dogs at better and better tracks. Clearly, the punters love our sport. They like it. It's clean, it's welfare-centric, it's a great betting product, and we're having an excellent time.
It's great. Everyone wants to be involved in both the welfare side and the racing side. We must be doing something right.
I think we are. We're getting it right, and we're loving it.
Rob, have a wonderful night tonight. Good luck to all the competitors, and good luck to yourself.
Thanks, Mick.
Okay, Greyhounds are in the preview area there at Dapto for race number 6 on the card. But Nick, of course, the big one is the Sportsbet Megastar final. From box number 7 tonight will be Father Rick, a greyhound who won the Fireball Series at Goulburn last year. He also went around in the Sportsbet Middle Distance Championship final a couple of weeks back. Earlier tonight, Mick Cowley caught up with his trainer, Ray Webster.
Ray Webster, Father Rick in the Megastar final. How's the week been for yourself and Father Rick?
It's been good and it's been uneventful. Very pleased with the way he is at the moment. He's full of himself, and that's the way we want him to be. So he can overcome being out wide on the track, getting around them hopefully, and sprinting to the lead down the back straight.
Well, sounds good. You got it all planned out.
Oh, well, I have, but I don't know if he has.
You mentioned box 7. It doesn't really suit him that badly. Obviously, in a Group 1 race, yeah, there's a lot of speed, but it doesn't really suit him too badly being out wide.
No, I'm very happy with him being there. I'd rather him there than sort of inside 4, to be quite frank. Even though he won from 2 last week, he had a bit of luck, you know. And where he ended up after they went 100 metres was probably where the box 7 would have put him anyway. So I'm very happy with box 7.
There's a lot of talk, obviously, about Good Odds Emma's run last week, but shouldn't take any gloss or shine off his run. It was pretty impressive.
Well, they're talking about her. They're leaving us alone, and that's the way we like it.
He's been a great dog for you and Sharon. Yeah, a lot of good feature race wins. What would winning a Group 1 here mean to you?
Oh, I've never won a Group 1, so obviously it meant a lot to both Sharon and I. Yeah, we'd be ecstatic, and there'd be celebrations galore, let me tell you.
You've always had a good rap on this dog from early on, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Ray, to you and Sharon, good luck tonight. Best of luck. Congratulations on making a Group 1 final, and hopefully you can get it done.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, this is Father Rick. He had box 2 last week. You can see he wanted to shift right up the track there, Nick. And again, he's a greyhound that you go back 4 starts or 5 starts. He ran 34.13 here over the 600 metres, which is, well, Bandit Jane holds the track record now at 33.99. But, you know, he moves from box 2 to box 7. He's won 5 times out of box number 7. And we just heard Ray, he was very confident about, you know, the draw particularly.
Yeah, he's 5 from 9, isn't he, from box 7? It's definitely his favourite box. I suppose the query becomes, what about the presence of Coast Model? This is a dog, I should say, that's got good box speed. Is that an issue for Father Rick in the first 20 or 30 metres?
Look, I guess there's 2 ways you can look at it. If Coasty comes out and shows a normal early pace and clears him, he gets that clear air. But if he comes out with Coast Model, she'll want to be getting to the fence, and Father Rick will want to, you know, even though it's only 1 further dog out, he'll want to get to the outside of it. So, you know, it's a bit of a quandary. Punter's Bandit probably, look, she's risky at the jump as well. On the bus will run that straight line to the first turn from box number 5, and we expect him to show pace. But look, he's a high quality dog, and it's been a great training effort from Ray and Sharon, because as I said, he won the Goulburn Fireball over the 350 metres last year. He's since won, near track record time over the 600. He was freshened up last week. He had 2 weeks off following that Sportsbet Middle Distance Championship final. He, got clear air in that early stages where he was unimpeded, got to the outside. And yeah, look, as Ray said, he was a little bit lucky. Good odds Emma was unlucky, but that's racing, mate. We've all had it. We've all had good luck and bad luck. And, he's a greyhound that will chase his backside off.
Yeah, he's, I think the 6 in the race.
Yep, so Father Rick currently, what price is he?
He's $7 at the moment. He's in from 11. Punters Bandit, part owned by Greg Hickman.
Yes, horse trainer, along with another. Yeah, Joe Lanuti's Punters HQ, and Punters Bandit, just one of the number of the dogs. They also race Shears of Pearl, of course, and the likes of Black Abbott and Doonan, and Greg Hickman. He's finally saw the light, although he still trains the thoroughbreds. He's a part owner in Punters Bandit, who will start from box number 6. Let's take a look at that market once more again for race number 6 on the card at Dapto. El Churro is the favourite at $3.13, or around the $3 quote. Velocity Dallas at $4.20. Mia's She's Fast, my on-top tip, will exit box number 7 and currently around the $3.30 mark. Prepared by Frank Hurst, who won the Megastar in 2019 with Good Odds Errata. There's Frankie about to pop on screen with Mick Cowley, who caught up with him earlier.
She's due for a change of luck, Frank.
Well, you think so. She's run enough seconds.
She's super consistent, though, isn't she? She's a really good bitch.
Oh, she's a capable bitch.
520 at Dapto suit her a bit better than the 520 at Wenny, you think?
Oh, well, 520 anywhere's about enough for her, I suppose.
Has she had a look here yet?
Yeah. She trialled here on Monday.
Go okay?
Yeah. Won't good enough to win anyway.
Mate, Megastar night here at Dapto must bring back a few memories for you.
It does, yeah. I've got a couple in the final. One we bred and one by our stud dog, Good Odds Errata. So we've got 2 in the final we're looking at. So it's a good night for us, really.
Mate, hopefully you can make it a better night by this one winning tonight.
Oh, yeah, that'll be nice.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Frankie Hurst, a man of very few words, but when he tells you something, you listen carefully. And when Frank just said that that dog trial good enough to win, take plenty of notice. I've put Mia's She's Fast on top, Nick, from box number 7. Look, she has run 4 seconds at her last 4 starts, including one at Wenty, or a last start at Wenty. All those seconds have been at headquarters, finishing behind Tiny Hands Johns. Look, again, a greyhound that's got plenty of early zips. She can overcome the outside draw. I just thought she might be able to pinch this race. Any support for her in the market?
Oh, she's around that $3.40 mark. Did get to $3.60 at one point off an opening price of $3.30. But, I mean, she's finishing the top 2 in 8 of her 9 starts, hasn't she? So she's super consistent, if nothing else.
Yeah, she's run fast time at Richmond over the 4:01, 22:61, just outside the record there. 22.5 at Bulli. And then if you go to Wenty, go back 4 starts, she ran 30:07, a PB there. She's capable of running around that 5:45 mark to the first turn at Wenty, I think, and you can basically, say that's very similar to what they'll run at Dapto as well. The favourite is off box number 1, and that is El Churro for Amanda Brunton and Kenny Burnett. Finished second here last week behind Rockstar Apollo, and it was beaten 4 lengths on that occasion. Clocked 30 even. It was on debut here, and again, a greyhound that the inside draw looks as if it will be advantageous for it.
First time it's jumped from box 1 as well. Pretty solid around that $3.20 mark. We did go up at $3. At one point in betting, sort of hit that $3.30 mark, but now $3.20. So that seems to be the spot for El Churro.
Lochinvar Kill, the topical tip with the World Cup being on at the moment, owned by Kevin Gordon, a Greyhound Racing New South Wales board member, trained by Ruth King. And Lochinvar Cool, 2 starts back. It scored at Wenny in 30:30. Then it finished second there behind Cumbria Mal. Has its first start tonight for over 4 months.
No real support here. $4.20, got out to $4.60 and even $5.50, although it has just trickled back into $4.60, hasn't it, in the last few minutes. So some support coming now, which is good to see, but was a drifter initially.
Yeah, and can show early pace Lochinvar Kuhl. 3 the white, Whirlwind Ethics for Mark Fauna. Last start winner at Narra over the 365 metres. That was 2 weeks back, going 20 and 89. It's had 2 wins, both of them coming at Narra over the sprint journey. On debut here tonight over the 520.
14 out to 17, nibble back into 16, but nothing really to report there for the 3.
Okay, Amina's Odyssey will wear for the blue for Sportsbet. It's won its last 2 here at Dapto, 17.28 and 17.16. That's over the 297 metres. Amina's Odyssey jumps up to the 520 metres. Had 9 starts here, just the 3 minor placings, the best on the clock of an average 30 and 51.
Yeah, and Sportsbet will be winning in more ways than one if she gets to cash. $41, friendless really out from 26.
Little Miss Cade wears the yellow rug, comes off a last start effort at Wentworth Park where it tailed the field in. 2 starts back, ran second at Wenty behind What a Tease, clocking 30 and 45. 24 career starts, 4 wins, 9 seconds, making its initial appearance at Dapto tonight.
Similar to a friend in the box next door in box 4. Friendless really around the $31 mark. We bet $23 in early betting.
6 the green is Federal Power for Steve Fairbairn, and 5 starts back was a winner at Bulli over the 400 metres, going 22.45. Duck Eggs from its only 2 starts here at Dapto.
Yeah, real solid at the $12 mark. We did touch $13 at one point and $11 at another point, but pretty much all the flux have got a 1 and a 2 in front of it.
Okay, Mia's She's Fast for Frankie Hurst. We just heard him tell Mick Cowley that Mia She's Fast trialled here at Dapto on Monday and trialled good enough to win this race. 4 seconds from her last 4 starts. Prior to that, a win at Bulli and a greyhound that can show early zip, and she has won from this box.
And we're seeing some money now, Duke. You'll be happy to hear. $3.30 into a $3.10, now into $2.90. So good support here for the 7 Me She's Fast.
And 8 the pink Velocity Dallas for Robin and Glenn Goodwin. Last start winner at Wentworth Park in 30 and 09. And I read a story that Jeff Collison penned for the Dogs website where Robin said that she was surprised that Velocity Dallas got down to that 30 and 09 mark, given that her only win prior to that was a 30 and 54 effort here at Dapto. It's got down to 30 and 07 since that run. Box 8, it's had 2 starts wearing the pink rug, yet to run a place at all.
Yeah, look, we went up $5, got in as tight as $4.40, back out to $5.50 now, so a bit of a drift for the 8 late in the piece.
Okay, I am tipping number 7, Mia She's Fast, and I can tell you that the Hound, thedogs.com.au tipster, has gone at 1, 8, 7 and 2. The Hound has put El Chorro on top, but I'm with Mia She's Fast. I just thought the outside draw would suit her perfectly. 3.30, around that 3.20 mark for El Chorro. And Mia She's Fast, Nikki, as you said, supported late in betting now.
Yeah, it's probably, I'd say it's been the best back run inside this last 10 minutes. It was sort of 3.10, 3.20 when we spoke 7 or 8 minutes ago. Now $2.90. Good push, not off the map, but a steady push.
Okay, if you're looking for leaders in this race, Lochinvar Kuhl can show early zip, so too can Whirlwind Ethics. Mia She's Fast. I thought Mia She's Fast mapped to lead this field, given that Velocity Dallas on its outside is risky and the greyhound on its inside, Federal Power, is an average beginner. So I've gone with Mia She's Fast. The Hound is with El Chorro, but Mia She's Fast, well supported with Sportsbet in the closing stages of betting here for race number 6. Let's head trackside now. Second leg of the quaddie. Here's Matt Jackson.
Race number 6, the North versus South Challenge, heat number 2. Favourite Mia She's Fast, $2.80. The green light is on. Lure is on its way. They're set to run. Favourite box 7. They're racing, and she was away cleanly. Mia She's Fast out wide. She'll accelerate forward to lead with Lochinvar Kuhl, who goes right with her. There was some trouble behind the first 2 as well. El Chorro to 3rd. They're followed Velocity Dallas. Next, Federal Power. Well back, Little Miss Cade, Whirlwind Ethics, and Amita's Odyssey. Down the back, it's Lochinvar Kuhl, who leads it by 2 on Mia She's Fast, who for the time being has made little impression on the leader. They corner. Lochinvar Kuhl cornered sweetly, clear of Mia She's Fast, and Lochinvar Kuhl beat Mia She's Fast second again. 3rd, El Chorro. 4th, Velocity Dallas. A gap then, Whirlwind Ethics, Amina's Odyssey, Little Miss Cade and Federal Power. The time here around 29.80.
Lochinvar Cure for Greyhound Racing New South Wales board member Kevin Gordon, trained by Ruth King. And look, those two basically had the race between them from 40 or 50 metres out of the boxes, Nick. And Lochinvar Cure, good effort, good training effort. They're first up for more than 3 months, and Lochinvar Cure gets the cash running at smart, 29.80.
Yeah, they'll probably the best backed runners as well. In late betting me, she's fast, $3, actually went off favourite in the end, and Lochinvar Cure did touch $5 at one point in betting, in fact got to $6 and crunched right back into $4.50, which is always a positive sign for a dog off a small break, isn't it?
Yeah, that's his third career win from 10 starts, his first at Dapto from 5 outings there, and 29.80. Probably sets the scene for a fast run to come up in the Dapto Megastar, race 8 on the card. But there we have boxes 2 and 7 clearing out there. El Choro wanting to get off the inside, and it really presented the race to the two greyhounds running 1-2 at the moment, and that's exactly how they finished. 2, 7, 1 and 8, the time 29 and 80, and Lochinvar Cure has done a good job to lead all the way. Mia, she's fast. Boy, oh boy. 5 seconds in a row now. That's it's tough for connections, even tougher for punters, but all honours with the Lochinvar Cure.
She knitted the front, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. And look, as I said to you in the run, she's not overly strong herself. So Lochinvar Cure, a very good training effort to win first up in 29.80. We're going to hear from Ruth King, who puts the polish on Lochinvar Cure. She's talking now with Simon Orchard.
Yeah, happy days down here with Ruth King. Look at that time, 29.80. The boys are talking back in the studio about where he's been. Can you tell us?
Well, he went for a spell back in, or before July, just after that last run in July. He went away for a couple of months and he come back and he had a sore foot, which put him behind the 8 ball. We've worked him up slowly, no hurries, he's been going quite well.
He went well tonight, as I said, 29.80. The leader's doing really well as well, Ruth. Yes. They've won about 30% of their races. Tell us a little bit about them and about the ownership who are here tonight as well.
Well, Kevin Gordon's here somewhere. Oh, there he is having a chat. And his daughter, yes. So we've only got the one. One of ours went to South Australia and he's over there racing in Mount Gambier. Been to the top track, sorry, can't forget it, Engle Park. And he's been going quite well as well. But yes, Michelle Lill and David Lill have got the other up in Newcastle Way. So no, they're been hard to educate. They're slow learners. But no, he's matured. He has matured with age. This boy.
You're doing something right. Hey, let's talk about the big one. It's 2 races away. How are you feeling? Any nerves? And how do you think that first 100 metres is going to look for Lochinvar Lane?
I think the first 100 metres. Is very important. But if I'm sitting in a first, second, third, well, I can't imagine leading. But if I'm sitting in the first 3, he'll give him a run for it.
Good stuff, Ruthie King. Well done and good luck in the big one.
Thank you.
Lochinvar Cure takes out race number 6, and we just heard Simon say that Lochinvar Lona will start from box 4 in the big one, the Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar. It's worth $75,000 to the winner, and it is due at 9:37, so we're only around about 45 minutes away or 40-odd minutes away from race number 8, the feature event on the card. All right, let's take a look at the market for race number 7. We're 20 minutes off start time for this, and Jackie, I think there's about 27 different pronunciations on how you actually call this dog. I did ask Adam Crouch, I should say, and he really threw me nothing. So that's going back a couple of months. But I'm sticking with the Sharky. It's currently at $2.80, just in front of number 1. That's my guy for John and Judy Richardson, who is currently second pick in the market around $2.90.
Yeah, that's right. Jarky, $2.80, pretty solid around that mark, $2.60 out, ran a good $29.61 over the $5.20 at Richmond, 2 starts back. That's my guy's probably been the better supported runner, but that's because it went up at $3.30 and into to that $2.80 co-favouritism line. Velocity Stevie, your third favourite there, around the $7 mark, and How Good and Austie Scud share the $8 line.
Okay, that is race number 7. It's a North versus South challenge, the third of the heats. But of course, the big one is race number 8 on the card tonight, the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar, $75,000 to the winner. And earlier today, Mick Cowley caught up with Sam Sultana, who puts the polish on number 1, Yuko Girl.
Sam Sultana back at Dapto for a Megastar final. How's the week been for her?
No, everything went perfect this week. Everything's good.
Mate, obviously her MO is jump to the front lead and hope they can't catch her. There's going to be a lot chasing this week, but hopefully you can get around that first corner in front.
Yeah, I'm just hoping she might lead and we'll hold them out around the first corner, hopefully. And yeah, look, it's a very hard race. There's a lot of chances in it. You know, anything can happen.
Take us back a few years. You handled another good dog here. You won a Megastar. That was obviously a big night for the family.
Yeah, that brings you good memories, that one. Yeah, no, I'm just hoping she repeats the same night.
She deserves a big race, doesn't she? She's been in that many group races this year, the Futurity, the Peter Mossman. She certainly deserves a big one.
Yeah, she certainly does. Yeah, I'm just hoping she'll do it tonight.
Fingers crossed. You've got the draw, you've got the dog. Fingers crossed that things go into place.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you, Tom.
Sarasotana there with Mick Cowley, and this is the heat from last week, and Yuko Girl absolutely jumped out running, runs 5.36 to the first mark and defeats Punters Bandit.
Good performance, wasn't it? Going all the way, and box as well tonight from box one, I would have thought, Duke.
Yeah, look, Sparrow, I've spoken to him a number of times about this. He actually likes her drawing a little bit away from the fence. You can see a racing pattern as she gets off the rails a little bit, but she's a multiple Group 1 finalist. She hasn't cracked it for a Group 1 winner as yet, but look, she's all class. And again, if you ask 9 out of 10 greyhound owners, what do they want? They want a greyhound that can run 5.20, but as long as it's got early pace.
I was going to ask you, we heard early in the night in one of the post-race or pre-race interviews that if you've got a good leader, you want to be boxed from box 5. Explain that to me.
Well, that was Rod O'Brien talking about on the bus. And again, if you look at the 600 metres where they start on the bend, if you look from box 5, you run a straight line straight into it.
Yeah,
the 500's a little bit different because you've got dogs coming, obviously from both sides and that. If you've got a good beginner, you're halfway in front already. If you've got a greyhound that can run 5.40 to that first mark at Dapto, for instance, they're going to be in front, probably 8 or 9 times out of 10. She ran 5.36 last week, Yuko Girl. She's a multiple Group 1 finalist and that, but she's just run into a better dog on those big final nights and that. She gets her best opportunity to win at the elite level tonight. She starts from box 1. She's got an average beginner in 2, a fair beginner and wide runner in box 3. Everything stacks up her way. She still has to do it. And that's the big, that's the $75,000 Sportsbet Megastar question.
It's a good problem to have, isn't it?
It is. Can she come out running? So that's Yuko Girl for Sparrow Sultana, who, as Mick said, he boxed Flying Ricardo when Ricardo took out the 2020 version of the Sportsbet Megastar. Box number 3 will be taken by Forever Thankful. We've already heard from Kayla Jane Coleman, who handled Rockstar Apollo. Let's hear about her talking about Forever Thankful, who is her 3rd finalist in a Dapto Megastar.
Kayla Jane, congratulations, another Megastar finalist, 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's become a very good habit.
You weren't here last week. You had a bitch that was whelping. You did watch the race on your phone, though.
Yeah, so on my phone in crackly reception, but she got the job done. That was the main thing.
What's it mean for you? It's your local track, effectively. It's the biggest race that they do have. It's a Group 1. As I said, 3rd with Tachycardic last year. That was plenty exciting. What's it mean to get Forever Thankful in this year?
Yeah, every year I try and aim something for it. Just like you said, it's a home track. I don't live here, but I worked here for many years, and I class myself as a local for this track. So I think we worked out probably been in 20% of the finals now. So yeah, I've had 3 finalists, and Sean's had 1. So four out of 13 years, I think they said. So about 20% strike rate.
It's pretty good. And as you said, where Art Thou, this one's mother, was in a Megastar a few years back as well.
Yeah, it didn't. This track didn't really suit her, but she holds the run home record here. So she come 5th, but rattled home for a first 2 strides past the line. So just a little bit short for her, but yeah, nonetheless, she did me proud.
Forever Thankful, she stuck on really well last week, didn't she?
Yeah, she actually did. Like I was just saying, her mum's really strong, and she's the opposite actually. The first one that I haven't had that's not as strong, but yeah, I think with a bit of age and that she might be gaining a little bit more strength, but not too much. But might be able to just hang on a little bit through chase and determination.
There is a stack of speed in this race. Where do you think she'll end up around that first turn?
Hopefully in front, but she might just get a bit, even though she's in the 3, she still might get a bit squeezed out. So hopefully she just drives through that first corner and can, be a nose in front of Yuko Girl and pressure her down. But my bitch will stay off the track a bit, so Yuko Girl probably gets the dream run. But we're here and she'll give all her best, and yeah, we'll see how the night turns out.
No one gave you too many chances last year around placing, so who knows what will happen this year?
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, fingers crossed. And, yeah, she'll do her best anyway, and I've done all I can do, so fingers crossed.
Good luck tonight in the Megastar.
So, thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Andrew, that 29-6 at Richmond, 2 runs back, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it sure was. He's a pretty good dog, this dog, and he chases hard, but his first step is either fast or only average, and that gets him in a bit of trouble.
You'll know your fate pretty early on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he will. Yeah.
Has he been to Dapto before? Had a look around?
Yeah. He's bred to go 700, and he's as strong as anything. So. Yeah, and he's been here before, so yeah. So.
Is that a longer-term goal over a bit more distance?
Yep, that's what we're planning for. Yeah.
And I think Adam was saying that there's a few of his workmates that are in the ownership.
Yeah, they're in it, and the name's out of Squid Games, whatever that is, and everyone asks me where they got the name from, and it's a show in Korea or something called Squid Games. So yeah.
Do you know the actual pronunciation of it?
Dajaki. Yeah.
Good to know. I'll pass that on.
Yeah, they all ask.
Hey, good luck tonight in the race.
All right, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Dajaki, thank you very much, Andrew Crouch, because I asked his son Adam and he gave me nothing. Dajaki, there you go, from Squid Games.
I've seen that series, and I still didn't recognise it. There you go.
290, equal favourite now with That's My Guy, and we heard Andrew tell Mick Crowley that Dajaki has been to Dapto, so that's a head start. Look, 2 starts back at 29.61 run at Richmond was a really, really good effort. He's a sort of dog that if he gets that clear air, and things go his own way, like a lot of other dogs as well. He's a different dog on the arm or close to the arm. So if you are supporting Dajaki, you want to see Dajaki come out running tonight. But the favourite is off box 1, Nicky, and That's My Guy.
Yeah, that's right. Favourite, been well supported in the last few minutes as well. Touched $3 at one point, little nibble straight away into $2.90, now $2.80. So we did go at $3.30 in early betting. It's been the best back runner at the pointy end of the market. Dajaki, we spoke about the drift there, $2.60 out to $3.40. Hasn't seen a box wider than 6 in its career thus far. Interesting to see what happens over the next sort of 90 seconds with the Cherry.
Yeah, That's My Guy, owned and trained by Judy Richardson along with her husband John, and they of course put the polish on Sunburnt Highway, who is the most winningest greyhound at Wentworth Park. That's My Guy. It's a 31 starts for 5 wins, 8 minors. Here at Dapto, 9 starts, 2 wins, 2 minors. And his PB here came 2 starts back when he ran 29.97, landed close to the lead from box 4 on that occasion. Hasn't won off box 1, Nick. He's run 2 minors.
Okay, so is that a concern?
Yeah.
Big concern though?
Not a big concern. Again, you can look at races in, boxes in races where, there may have been a lot of speed on his outside or his inside or something, drawing box 1, but may have been an unsuitable race for him in that. So, but again, he's back here tonight in Grade 5 company. Finished 4th at Wenny at his last start from box 4. Again, do you want to take the red? Yeah, I want to take the red in the sense of boxes. To the checks is How Good, who will rug for Rod O'Brien, who will rug up on the bus in the next race, the feature event, the Sportsbet Megastar. How Good. It's been a long time between drinks. Hasn't won a race since the 19th of February.
Bit of specking for this one. $11 in early markets, into $8.50 now. So punters thinking that maybe this dog gets the right run in transit.
Yeah, 2 starts here, yet to trouble the scorer. A 9-time winner, I should say, from 83 starts. 3 the white is Stilton Stunner. It's finished in the money at its last 2 starts at Narra, albeit over the 365 metres. First up for 2 weeks tonight. Prior to that, it had a 2-month break and then another 2-month break. So obviously finding it hard to keep Stilton Stunner going at this stage. Owned by Jason Bolwell, trained by Donna Carter. 6 starts here, 30 and 41, best on the clock.
Yeah, $26. Not really wanted in betting, and certainly all its best performances, Duke, looks to me when I did the form are drawn sort of in wider boxes.
Yeah, number 4, the blue, is Osty Scud. 15 starts, 5 wins, 7 minors. So earn a check in 12 of 15 starts. 3 runs back, 1 at Narrow over the short course, going 20 and 94. Comes off a last start, second behind Winlock Benji at Goulburn.
$7.50 out to $10. They said, no, that's too big. We'll nibble that, and it's back into $9 now for the blue rug.
Velocity Stevie for Robin Goodwin, trained for Steve Williams, who races the dogs with the Velocity prefix. around that $6 quote at the moment. Put 3 wins together at Bulli in October and early November over the 400 and 472 metres. Having its first start here at Dapto, but trained by the good ones, you would assume very much so that it's seen this track in trials.
Yeah, placed 6 from 7, including 3 victories overall. Yet to jump from the squeeze box. Well supported with Sportsbet Duke. $6.50 out to $7. Whack back into $6. So good press late here for the 5.
Okay, 6 Fly High Bimmers at scratching. 7 Dajaki, my on top tip. 2 starts back, a 29.61 winner at Richmond. If we go back to the middle of October, a 29.99 winner at Wentworth Park. It's won 4 of 10 to date.
Yeah, 260 to 360. Maybe the 260 was a bit skinny. Punter's happy to let it get right out. Be interesting to see if they come for it in the next 30 seconds or so.
Glide to Excel from box number 8, and last start third at Richmond over the 401 metres. A greyhound not noted for its early speed. It's had 2 starts from the pink rug, no wins, and 9, the green and white, is 10 Hut. Goes into box number 6. It's one of the roughies in the race. It won here in April. Massive cricket score odds, around $60 or $100, I think it was, for Wayne White.
$51 now, so expected to not be in the finish, and just on the 8 Glide to Excel, 9 into $6, good support for it.
Okay, favourites wear the red rug and the black rug. Here's Matt Jackson with race 7.
Favourite to jump box 1, that's my guy. They're set and they're racing, and he was away fairly, that's my guy, but he's getting plenty of clear room, and he will go through and lead from Glide to Excel, who's over into second placing. Third, Dutchkey getting up on the rails, and fourth now is 10 Hut. They're followed Velocity Stevie, well back Stilton Stunner from Osty Scud, and last is How Good off the back straight. And the leader, that's my guy. He's out by 3, Glide to Excel. They're clear then from Darchke at the home corner. It's That's My Guy. He's going strongly, and That's My Guy all the way. Scored by 3, Glide to Excel. Third, Darchke. Fourth in 10 Hut. There followed Velocity Stevie's well back in the field. How Good, Osty Scud, and Stilton Stunner. The time, it's quick. It's around 29.70.
1, 8, 7 and 9, and he used that inside box to perfection. And we were saying pre-race, Nicky, it depends on the race, depends on your opposition, but he punched up, held them out at that run to the first turn. And for John and Judy Richardson, that is great stuff. You can see him. He's one of the few dogs that actually races in blinkers.
Blinkers, there you go.
1, 8, 7 and 9, the time, 29.76. So he trims 21, he trims 2100s off his PB there, which is the equivalent of 3 lengths in greyhound racing. So track's racing in good style at the moment. That's my guy. Look at him. Yeah. He roars away. 1, 8, 7 and 9, and that of course leads us into the Group 1. It's Sportsbet Dapto Megastar for 2022. It's due to go at 9:37 p.m. So we are around 20-odd minutes off start time there, and we might take a look at the market for the Megastar after That's My Go takes out race number 7 on the program. Here's the head-on shot out of the 500-metre boxes.
He wasn't the fastest out, was he?
He wasn't, but he used it. He got that, he got that little bit of clear air in the early stages. He was able to punch up. And look, John and Judy Richardson, 2 lovely people in the game. As I said, they put Sunburn Highway around so many times at Wentworth Park. He ended up as the most winningest greyhound there. And Johnny Richardson is talking with Simon Orchard trackside.
He sure is. He's saying his heart's pumping as well. Johnny, how was that, mate? A big PB for this odd That's My Guy. It was a wonderful run.
Yes, but he can run that comfortably. But he's got the blinkers on for one reason. He's field shy. It's got nothing to do with marring or anything. When I first broke him in, I thought I had a freak on me. But I soon found out he was field shy, and it's taken me 6 months to get him to that stage.
Well, you've done well tonight. Look, we should mention son of Sunburn Opal, of course, the sister to Sunburn Highway. There's a bunch in the litter. How are the rest going? Valor?
They're all quick, but they're all field, if they were somewhere else without bragging, they wouldn't race. You've seen my setup, and we work 24/7 on them. So that's what gets results.
Johnny, I know you're eager to get up there and get hold of the dog. Last one before I let you go. There's a rumour that Sunburn Highway may be on the comeback trail. Is that true?
He wants to come back. he's gone as good as ever, but no, he might get hurt, and no, we won't bring him back, I don't think.
Well done tonight, mate. Good job.
Thanks very much, guys.
Johnny Richardson trackside there with Simon Orchard at Dapto after the win of That's My Guy in race number 7. And there he is with the big blinkers, and as we heard Johnny say, he's quite upfront about it. And, the dog is just feel shy. Some of them just don't like dogs racing around them. The blinkers, to be quite honest, I don't know why more trainers don't use blinkers in dogs, because there are some dogs that are just naturally feel shy. We see it, well, you would see it all the time, Nick. How many horses racing blinkers?
Heaps, and it's a key gear change quite often, particularly with young horses.
It's always been a slur. It's always been considered a slur in greyhound racing, because it gives the impression that the dog is not genuine, or maybe it's not a hard chaser and that. But
well, to be fair, they're like that with the horses. The breeders sometimes sort of think if you need a set of shades to run your best, maybe you don't have that natural ability.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because the progeny can use the blinkers. So.
Yeah, and look, again, it's the case of, whatever you have to do to get the best out of the dogs. And I think that's Judy Richardson with That's My Guy. So, again, it comes to that stage where you try everything with them, and that, they basically use them as a last resort. So well done to John and Judas. Said they've been great stalwarts in the greyhound racing industry, and That's My Guy wins another race for him. Okay, we are only 17 minutes away from the big one, the Group 1 Sportsbet Dapto Megastar, and Yuko Girl is currently around equal favouritism from the inside box at $3. But a runner that I thought was good value was Lochinvar Lona. Draws box 4, prepared by Ruth King, who's already had a winner tonight with Lochinvar Cule. She spoke with Mick Cowley a little bit earlier.
Ruth, you've got Lochinvar Lona in the final. He was pretty impressive last week, wasn't he?
Yes, he's a great trier. He won't give up. He goes well here, but he also goes well at Wentworth Park. So it was a bit of a toss-up where we were going to go. But being Dapto, and we live just virtually minutes away, I thought we had to come here.
The box draw last week didn't really suit him out in the 7, but this week, it sounds funny, the 4's a better draw.
Well, I say that. People have said to me tonight, you can't win off the 4. And I said, oh, well, I'm in it. But definitely rather the inside. I know there's a lot of pace in it. All the dogs are pace. They all virtually went the same time last week. He struck a little bit of trouble, but he makes up for it in the run. So, no, I'm happy with it.
Apart from the obvious, you'd love to be in front round the first corner. Where would you be happy seeing him around that first turn?
I'd be happy sitting in second.
As you mentioned, you're just around the corner, local race, Group 1 race. Does that add a bit of importance for you personally?
I think it does, because it's Dapto, you know what I mean? I've lived here all my life. So to win something like this in your hometown would be wonderful.
Fingers crossed. Good.
Run a place, I'd be still happy.
Fingers crossed. Good luck tonight, Ruth.
Good on you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Ruthie King there with Mick Cowley, and she will rug up Lochinvar Lona. It starts from box number 4. What are Sportsbet punters doing with Lochinvar Lona? I thought he was great value at $8. I said I tipped Good Odds Emma, but I thought he was the value runner.
Yeah, and they agree with you there, Duke. $9 into $7, so good push for the blue rug. Just needs a little bit of luck early doors, doesn't it? And it should be in the finish with that good overall time. Your favourite still Good Odds Emma from the checks. $2.90, $3.10, $3, just keeps hovering around that mark all day. Yuko Girl's probably been the best back runner at that pointy end of the market, $3.80 into $3.30. I spoke about the specking for Lochinvar Lona, and the other one that's had some support is the 7 Father Rick, a qualifier, a winner in the qualifier last time out, 11 into $7.50.
Okay, so we are around about 16 minutes off start time to the 2022 version of the Group 1 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar Final. We're going to take a short break and come back, and we'll hear from Paul Mills, kennel foreman for the Andy and Jody Lord Kennel.
It's greyhound racing supercharged. The the Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Sergeant, what's the hold-up?
There's a group inside trying to run their own punters club.
Get me in there.
Read the spreadsheet. It's $20 buy-in.
We're going to miss the jump.
What? Haven't I paid already?
That was last weekend.
Forget that, fellas. Use Sportsbet's bet with mates. It's group betting without all the BS. Start your group now.
Oh wow, nice.
That's how it's done, boys.
Bet with mates, only with Sportsbet.
You won't find a friendlier, easier to look after dog than a greyhound. No wonder they're so popular. Every home is a greyhound home. Adopt today at gapnsw.com.au.
Do any of these bets look familiar to you, mate? A tote bet. Odds and evens. Really? A massage voucher.
Oh, yeah, that's mine. Sorry.
I've got 10 more right here. Do I need to go on?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've already downloaded the Sportsbet app. I love it. It won't happen again.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely expired, but I reckon I can get them to accept it.
BS responsibly with Sportsbet.
It's Greyhound Racing Supercharged. The Greyhound Super Series presents the Sportsbet Dapto Megastar.
As the last of them are placed in, and there's the green light. Set to run for the Megastar of 2021. They're ready, set, and they're racing now. Zipping Kyrgios away okay. Marvin's Girl out fast and will lead at the judge. Railing up, Richard Donner got the second favourite in some trouble. Sound of Silence through into third placing and Tachycardic fourth. They're followed by Cowgirl Ethics. Next, Light and Lily. Zipping Kyrgios checked out second last. Special Blend at the rear. Getting up on the inside, Richard Donner. She's pounced on the front now and raced 3 lengths clear of Marvin's Girl and Sound of Silence. But around the turn, Richard Donner sprinted away. And Richard Donner's won the Megastar by 2 lengths to Sound of Silence. Third, Tachycardic. Fourth, Marvin's Girl.
Yeah, for sure. She's a good bitch, and I believe she's probably better off boxed out there because she wanted to get off, and she's probably a little bit more comfortable going around them. So, even though this is a tight rollers track, but it depends how the races run. You can't leave her out either.
She was pretty strong last week, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's a good bitch, you know what I mean?
And the third of the trio, Coast Model, she's just a freak. Just bobs up, rudder up in the $1 Million Chase. People tend to forget that. She was great last week, winning in a way that she doesn't normally win as well. No,
you can't rule out class, you know what I mean? She's made a lot of group races. Box straw's not what she wants, but she happened to ping, she is a class green and she's proven it, so you can't leave her out. So hopefully she runs a good race for the owner. Very passionate man.
And I guess the key with her, you'll kind of know halfway down the straight what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. They all should run good races, though. They're all doing real well, so just hopefully we have a bit of luck in the race.
Who's the pick from the camp?
Probably on Emma's run last week, but I do like Coast Model if she can be in, so... And then you can't rule the other bitch out, so as long as one of them get the cash, but hopefully the pink can win a decent race before she retires,
Right, fingers crossed you got 3 out of 8. Good luck, mate. Congratulations on getting the 3 in, and good luck to you and the Lords.
No worries, they're all good. Thank you. Thanks, Mick.
Mick Cowley talking with Paul Mills there, and Millsy, I think, is handling number 2, Good Odds Emma. We talk about Coast Model. She has won $238,000 in total prize money. She ran second behind She's a Pearl in the $1 Million Chase, the May version earlier this year. And we talk about these greyhounds collectively, Nikki. 300 starts between them for 130 wins, 43% winning strike rate, more than $700,000 in combined prize money.
It's a fair record, isn't it? That's why it's a Group 1 worth a fair bit of money, and it's going to be a keenly contested race, isn't it? Coast Model around that $4.50 mark. Does she get out wider? Does she get out sort of longer than the 450?
Well, she probably does, because people look at her and think that she wants, the inside, but she's such a tough little chaser, Coastie. And there she is from box 1. She normally is the jump and run greyhound, but she's got that little bit of age on her now. And She tracks He's Grand here, who's leading there in box number 2, and Coastie, that box 7 there is Lochinvar actually running into 3rd spot, and Coastie gets to the outside of He's Grand and puts up a really, really tough performance to just beat Lochinvar, and 29.74 for her. She's had 6 starts here at Dapto. That was her first win, and she's just all guts, mate. She's a terrific chaser. She's won over the 600 as well, the 500 and that. But look, when you look at the market and that, Good Odds Emma is favourite. You know what? Good Odds Emma is the only greyhound that has never won at Dapto at this stage.
There you go. And I suppose you look at a dog like Coast Model. She's won more races than any dog in this race, 25 in total.
Yeah, and look, Lochinvar has got the, you want to talk about stats and that. Lochinvar has got the fastest time on the track at 29.58. Jodie Lauder's the only trainer to have won a Group 1 out of these trainers at Dapto, I should say. And, it's a race where, we heard Millsy say it's a tight turning track, and, you want a dog that gets out in front, and that maps for Yuko Girl. But we saw that a couple of years back with, Simon Told Helen and Flying Ricardo. It just depends who's sitting on their tail, So it is an intriguing race because of the way the box draw has fallen. There it is, the fastest qualifier last week on the bus, a $34 shot. The box has a large amount of degree of, what governs that price with it. Also, he's not considered to be the class of the others, but you're in there with a chance, and there were 6 100s between the 4 heat winners last week. That just tells you how even this race is. 29.72 to 29.78. Good Odds Emma is the favourite in this race tonight. So again, let's take a look at her from last week. She was knocked over a couple of times. She had box 5 here last week, and look, there she goes. She goes down on her nose in just a second. Boof. Gets checked, bat, look at her there, bang. Spat out the back.
That's Father
so
Rick.
she's clearly last, right? So she's run that straight line of the first turn. She's getting pressure here, pressure, and then she is the dead set meat in the sandwich, down on her nose. Now, we're not talking grade 5 dogs here. We're talking good class dogs. There she is in the yellow rug, flashing home. And she put up an enormous performance.
She had no chance, did she?
She had no right to finish second, to be quite honest. She had no right whatsoever to finish second. She did that. She comes up with a good draw tonight. She's had 4 starts out of box number 2, just the 1 win, 2 minors. But if you look at the boxes beside her, 8 starts out of box 1, 4 wins, 10 starts out of box 3, 4 wins, 5 minors. So she's well boxed. And as I said earlier, I spoke to Andy yesterday. He thought all of his runners had chances. They'd all done well since last week, but he was just taken with Good Odds Emma's running that heat, as we've all seen. So,
Is she value at that $3 mark?
No, I think she's rock bottom. I don't think she's any value at $3.
And what do you make of Yuko Girl at that $3.20? Is that a bit short now?
No, I think that's probably around the right price. Yeah, she looks the leader, and if you look at with things like that, who do you expect to lead, and is there going to be trouble behind? Well, you're probably entitled to take the 320 Yuko Girl. Okay, Dapto is a world-renowned greyhound track, of course, and Wayne Billett, our Deputy CEO, as I mentioned earlier, Wayne actually started off, he was a starter, and there he is, look at that, top hat and tails, white top hat and tails. This is the Maiden Classic. This was the first running of a $100,000 race at Dapto.
That's an amazing outfit.
So the transition from starter at Dapto to Deputy CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales.
Do you reckon he still has that suit?
I'm not. He's a good mate of mine. I'm not going to tip him in any way, shape or form. Amy, his wife, may be able to tell me if it's still in the cupboard. They're on the track. There is number 5.
We need a live Twitter feed, don't we?
On the bus, Rod O'Brien, the fastest heat qualified, 29.72. 6th the green is Punters Bandit, being handled by Ray Dixon. And Punters Bandit for Punters HQ Syndicate as well. It's currently around that $7.50 mark. Father Rick, handled by Sharon Webster, trained by her husband Ray Webster, and as I said, named after their local parish priest. You would love to know if Father Rick, the priest, has been to the kennels this week to bless the dogs. He did it before the Goulburn Fireball final. we'll just have to take the punt that he has been out there. And 8, the pink, is Coast Model, a greyhound that owned by Clay Mullins, trained by Jody Lloyd, and Coasty has had 70 starts now, 25 wins, 16 minors, $238,000 in prize money. If you want to play the numbers game, I can tell you, Box 2 has won the last 2 Sportsbet Megastars.
Okay.
In the last 9 years since it was run in this current format. Box 2 has won 3 times. Box 3 and Box 8 has won twice. So Box 2 is the winningest box in recent years for the Megastar. It will be worn this week or this year by Good Odds Emma. There are the tips from the Hound, 4, 1, 7 and 8. Lochinvar Loner is on top tip there. The value is at $7. Yuko Girl around the $3 quote. Father Rick and Coast Model in the market. But Good Odds Emma holds the call?
Yeah, it holds the call, but we've had good support here for 2 runners. The 4 Lochinvar Loner, $9 in early betting, now a $6 pop. But probably the biggest market move has been Father Rick, 11 into $6.50, although just as I say that, getting out now to $7.50. That may make the 4 Lochinvar Loner, percentage-wise, a bigger firmer. And as I say that, now a $5.50 pop for Lochinvar Loner. So I know you gave this dog a pretty good push earlier today, Duke, and you think it's just got to get a little bit of luck in the early stages, and that $5.50 might look pretty good.
Yeah, the $8.50 looks better, but that's what we spoke about. The overs guy has said I have tipped Good Odds Emma on top, but I had to save on Lochinvar Loner at the odds.
Let's just hope going into the first turn it has a better chance than that pizza did out
there.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Pepperoni pizza and me, mate. They're very, very short-lived.
It had no hope. I could hear it wincing.
Yeah. Good Odds Emma, my on-top tip, but as said, healthy respect for number 4, Lochinvar Loner. I don't want to have a throw at the stumps with every one of them. There's Kevin Gordon there with the glasses on and the bald head. Yep. Kev's the GRNSW board member, and he had Lochinvar Cure. Behind him is John Williams, the chairman of the Greyhound Racing New South Wales, speaking with Rob McCauley on his left. So good luck to Kev with Lochinvar Loner in the Megastar final. Good luck to all connections. A massive thrill to have a runner in a Group 1 race. Andy and Jody Lord, they'll be sitting at home at Gunning with the kids and the family. They've got boxes 2, 6 and 8. Good Odds Emma still holds the call?
Yeah, it still holds the call. I was just having a look around to see the best price going around. Lochinvar Loner $5.59 into $5.50, $2.80. Good Odds Emma will be your favourite and will jump favourite. Yuko Girl got into as tight as $3.10 at one point, back out now to $3.40. We mentioned the early money there for Father Rick as well, 11 into $7.50, pretty steady there at that price. The big drifter though, Duke, has been the 8 Coast Model, $3.30 out to $8 now for the pink. So absolutely friendless in betting.
Yeah, silly odds. She's a quality greyhound. Look, at probably just that market's equaling itself out because Lochinvar Loner was over the odds at $8.50, as is Coast Model now at around the $8 mark. They are being boxed for the 2022 Group 1 Sportsbet Dapto Megastar. It'll take them around 29.5 seconds to run this race. $75,000 awaits the winning connections. With his call, he's Matt Jackson.
$3, Good Odds Emma to bounce the favourite. The green light is turned on. The Group 1 Dapto Megastar, they're set, they're ready, and they're racing. Yuko Girl begin well down on the inside. Good Odds Emma out fast, and the favourites, they go toe-to-toe into the first turn. Up there to third is Coast Model, a length away. Fourth on the rail is Father Rick. They're followed next by Lochinvar Loner, a gap punters bandit. Forever Thankful and on the bus, off the back straight, and it's Good Odds Emma. She's taken the lead from Yuko Girl. They're 2 lengths in front of getting up on the inside. Lochinvar Loner, they corner. Good Odds Emma's drawn to the lead, flashing late the inside. Lochinvar Loner, but it's Good Odds Emma to win the Megastar. She beats Lochinvar Loner. Third Yuko Girl, fourth Punters Bandit getting home. They're followed by Father Rick. Then on the bus, Coast Model towards the end with Forever Thankful. The time is now 29.70.
29.70 the time. Good Odds Emma takes it out. She had a ding-dong battle with Yuko Girl. Lochinvar Loner gets up on the inside. Father Rick, Coast Model, Punters Bandit flooding home. But Good Odds Emma for Andy and Jody Lord take out the 2022 Group 1 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar. 2, 4, 1 and 6 should be in fourth spot there. And that was a tough win. She just couldn't cross them. Yuko Girl punched up, had that break on her on the inside, but Emma has continued to punch away, and then Lochinvar Loner You could see him coming. He just couldn't get the run, and she got clear air down the outside. And she takes out the 2022 Dapto Sportsbet Megastar final. Punters jumped on Nikki. She was heavily supported.
Yeah, she was. She was sort of got to 310 and maybe even touched that 320 mark at one point, and then crunched, end up SP $2.90 and was even $2.80 about 30 seconds out. So good support there for the eventual winner. She did it tough. She sat outside the lead, as we say, and she had to really grind that out. That was a tradesman-like victory there, Duke.
Yeah, it certainly was. 29.75 the time. 1.5 by a neck. 2.416 gets in for spot. Simon Orchard is trackside with the man of the moment, Paul Mills.
Millsy, 29.75. The Punters HQ Syndicate are going off in the background. That was a hell of a run, mate. It's been a really big month for her. What do you think of that?
Yeah, well, she was probably boxed to win the race, planned out like that. But I haven't seen her properly, but she's got the money, that's the main thing, and they're happy. So, yeah, box all played a part.
They're very happy behind her. She's only the third bitch to win the race, zipping Taylor and Richard Donner obviously last year. Spoke to Andy about 3 weeks ago. He was disappointed with how she ran over 5.20 then. What's changed, do you think, since that run?
She probably just settled in and getting to know her and working around, so, yeah.
She's new to the Lord Kennel, obviously over from Frank Hurst, so he'll be cheering at home as well. She's a strong bitch, isn't she? That was a tough run tonight.
Yeah, well, she's been a quality bitch. She's been a quality bitch for Frank, and that's why they probably jumped on her to buy her. So good to see the owners get the rewards, put their money where their mouth is,
And who's shouting tonight? A big group of owners here on track, jumping around, hugging, having a good time.
I don't know. I hope someone shouts.
To Jodie and Andy at home, a message for them because this is their second Sportsbet Dapto Megastar and another group victory for them.
Yeah, of course, they keep on notching up group races and keep on notching up premierships, so it's day in, day out and never stops, mate. Back to Newcastle tomorrow for another one.
Yeah, what do you think about Corborn Magic's chances? Comes up against Stagger Outlay again. Just a quick thought on that?
He's got to be very hard to beat. She's probably boxed a little bit better, but yeah, I think see what happens, but we're the one to beat.
As official spokesperson for the Lord Kennel, Millsy, well done to you, well done to Tubba and Ray as well. You've done a lot of hard work at Dapto this year. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It's a big team effort. Thank you.
Okay, Paul Mills there, and we've seen Millsy so often throughout the year. Of course, he's handled She's a Pearl along with Ray Dixon as well. He's a replay. She stepped better than what she probably has for a long while, and we saw she got so much room with Forever Thankful, only coming out fairly, but then wanting to go hard right. And here you thought she'd go straight past Yuko Girl and put a gap on her, but Yuko Girl's punched up. Coast Model sits 3 deep, farther reap behind, and there's Big Lochinvar Lona trying to get a run through. And on this top turn, she's half a length in front, and you're just thinking, is she going to get away? Is she going to get away? Yuko Girl's punching up. Lochinvar Lona's flooding, but she got that little Shanghai off the corner, and she had $75,000 to her prize money total. And Good Odds Emma, who the boys bought from Frank Hurst, or Andy Lord organised the sale by Fernando Bale out of Good Odds Megan. That was start number 43. 14 wins, 18 seconds. Her prize money now goes to in excess of $160,000. So well done to Andy and Jodie Lord and the connections with Good Odds Emma. Look at that gap she got. There was a good 3 lengths between Yuko Girl and her, and that's the difference, Nikki. That's all that you need in a race like that.
That was it. It was the jump that won it, wasn't it? Put herself outside the lead, and Lochinvar Lona was obviously pretty unlucky, but that's what happens when you get back in the ruck. Just having a look farther, Rick maybe got a little bit of a check coming into the home turn as well, but when you put yourself on speed, out of trouble, you're going to be hard to beat, aren't you?
Yeah, really competitive race it was. So 2, 4, 1 and 6 the time, 29.75. The race record for the Megastar is 29.43. And another Group 1 for Andy and Jodie Lord. It's been a memorable 2022. They took out the Group 1 Golden East Egg with She's a Pearl, the $1 Million Chase with She's a Pearl. Corborn Magic, he ran second in the Bold Trees. He's in the listed Newcastle Cup final on Friday night at the Gardens, along with Silver Luck, who is a littermate to Punters Bandit. And they are having a run to remember, let me tell you that. So Good Odds Emma races her way into the record books, taking out the 2022 version of the Sportsbet Megastar. There's Tubby, Ray and Millsy will be hiding in the background. There he is. They do a great job helping Andy and Jodie Lord. at their beautiful property at Gunning. So, as I said, it's been a memorable year, 2022, for the Lord Kennel, and another feature race victory, and it hasn't ended because they've got She's a Pearl in the Phoenix at the Meadows in Saturday week, and they've got 2 runners in that Newcastle Cup final. So Sportsbet, that is, did you design that, Nicholas? Because
it's no,
I know from last year that it weighed an absolute ton, mate. So
the trophies do. I've had some involvement with them in the past. I'm not sure what they get them made of, but I did see a couple of colleagues in the stands there. Shawnee was up there as well. He looked like he was enjoying himself. So anyway, there it is, the Megastar itself.
For the Megastar,
it looks quite holy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Holier than
we are getting to that time of the year, though.
Yeah, we are.
Hey?
Please.
What do you got on your Christmas list?
I just want the Overs God to come and visit me once or twice.
There's only 2 things the Overs God does. There's Shawnee there, with the beard, having a little vape.
Yeah, look, the boys are having a good night. And again, we do thank Sportsbet. They are great supporters of greyhound racing here in New South Wales, great supporters of racing right around Australia, but particularly here in New South Wales. And Dapto, it's an iconic venue. They put their name on the track a few years back, and we thank them for all their support. And the Sportsbet Megastar is the only Group 1 race, greyhound race in Australia run outside of a metropolitan track. So it shows you the stature that it's had. And look, some of the winners of the past, and Good Odds Emma now joins the list of Ritzadonna, Flying Ricardo, Good Odds Harada, which is, I think, Good Odds Emma's uncle, if I remember correctly. Good Odds Harada won it in 2019 after winning the $1 Million Chase. 2016, Let It Develop, one for Jodie and Andy Lord and Pete Spiteri. 2014, Tommy Brislane for Steve White. And 2013, it was Peter Rocket for Keith and Lisa Helmuth from Victoria. We're just awaiting the presentation to take place there at Dapto. Let's take one more look at the 2022 version of the Sportsbet Group 1 Megastar.
And they're racing. Yuko Girl begin well down on the inside. Good Odds Emma out fast. And the favourites, they go toe-to-toe into the first turn. Up there to third is Coast Model, a length away. Fourth on the rail is Fatherick. They're followed next by Lockin Varlona, a Gap Punters Bandit. Forever Thankful and on the bus. Off the back straight, and it's Good Odds Emma. She's taken the lead from Yuko Girl. They're 2 lengths in front of getting up on the inside. Lockin Varlona. They corner. Good Odds Emma's drawn to the lead. Flashing late the inside, Lockin Varlona. But it's Good Odds Emma to win the Megastar. She beats Lockin Varlona.
Good Odds Emma takes out the 2022 Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar. Defeats Yuko Girl. And we're just about to head trackside now for the presentation. I think Tim Newbold may be doing the proceedings there. He is. Have we got audio from the track, guys? Let's head to Royal Dapto.
Chairman John Williams and our local member Anna Watson. So if I could ask everyone to please come over to the presentation, and we will make this presentation. I'll ask Rob McCauley, our CEO at Greyhound Racing New South Wales, to say a few words. We are also joined by Sportsbet exec Simon Ainsworth. Great to see Simon here today or tonight. So I'll throw it over to Rob to say a few words.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, trainers and owners, connections. It's absolutely fantastic to see a brilliant race. Importantly, thank you, Talia, James and John, for a brilliant night and organising it so well. Thank you very much to our sponsors, Sportsbet, who have done an absolutely tremendous job backing this race series, and it's fantastic to see such a good crowd having a great night at the races. So welcome one and all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. Now we'll just go over to Simon Ainsworth just to say a few words before we begin the presentation of the trophies.
Thank you, Tim. What a pleasure it is to be here at the Dapto, the world-famous Dapto Dogs. Thanks to Rob McCauley, Chairman John Williams and the Minister. Where would you rather be right now than the Dapto Dogs? I flew in today. I flew in today from Melbourne. It was the Sportsbet Christmas party in Melbourne, but I thought, no, I don't want to be at the Melbourne Christmas party. I want to be at the Dapto Dogs. So congratulations to the Lords. They had a pretty impressive hand in the race, and the best dog definitely won. Well done to the Connections who bought the dog a few starts ago. There's some familiar faces in the ownership group. You've picked a very, very smart dog. So look, Sportsbet are really proud to be part of GR New South Wales relationship. We've got a really good relationship, and we're building into bigger things. So Greyhounds is on the way up and up, and I couldn't be happier with how things are going. So thank you.
Thank you, Simon, and great to see you've made the trip up from Melbourne. Now, we might make the presentation to UCO girl. Anna, we'll ask you to present the trophy to Sam Sultana. She's been a gallant little girl all the way through her career, and she ran a bold race tonight, just caught in the latter stages by Good Odds Emma and Lochinvar-Leona. Now, John, GR New South Wales chairman, will make the presentation to Ruth King, Lochinvar-Leona. Another terrific run. He's a high-speed greyhound who was enormous tonight. And now it's up to Simon to make the presentation to Paul Mills, the greyhound, Good Odds Emma, Andy Lord trains for the Punters HQ Syndicate. Big team here tonight representing, and it's great to see. She was outstanding when she was runner-up last week, and she went one better tonight. Congratulations to all of the team. And we might go over to Millsy, who's become a bit of a multimedia megastar with She's a Pearl and the Light. Paul, we might throw it to you to say a few words.
Just first and mostly Sportsbet. Great to be here and coming of age with the Greyhound Racing. Punters, HQ, Joe, all the owners, and of course the backbone at home. Andy and Jody, keep on producing. And for the crowd, everyone, thank you. And all the place getters, thank you.
Well done, Millsy. Congratulations. Our first three place getters in the Group 1 Dapto Megastar for 2022. Let's hear it again for Good Odds Emma, Lochinvar-Leona and UCO Girl, and the Connections of Good Odds Emma. She was only purchased about a month and a half ago, and she's rewarded her owners with a Group 1 victory tonight. Congratulations to all concerned, and have a safe trip home, and come again next year in 12 months' time. We won't make Jason Lincoln and Matty Jackson wear a Sportsbet hat. And just before we wrap up the presentation, we've got a birthday call to a young man who does a stack of work here, James Billett, 14 today. So happy birthday to young James, 14 today. He's the hardest worker in the joint. Well done, James.
Greyhounds are about to move on to the track for race number 9. Don't forget our coverage here on Group 1 Sportsbet Megastar Night concludes after race 10. There are 12 races on the program, however. Our coverage finishes after race number 10, so we're a touch behind start time for race number 9. Ninja Mac holds the call with favourite punters here, Nick, off box 1.
Yeah, $1.60 all the rage. He's placed 8 from 10, including 5 wins overall, and he's 2 from 3 from the Cherry, so you can understand why the market's with him. But you were saying off air, maybe he looks a little bit short.
Well, look, he's finished 4th at his last 2 starts. He had box 1 last week when finishing 4th. He was only fairly away, so you know, if you go back 3 and 4 starts where he was running 17.06, 17.04, that's obviously why he's box, you know, and with box 1, that's why he's around that $1.60 quote. 10 starts at the track and distance, 5 wins. He's had every one of his career starts at this track and trip. I think he's under the odds at $1.60 off his last 2 runs.
Yeah, he's at 190 into 160. What'd you make of the 2 Icarus Bale? Did you think maybe better boxed out wider than the 2?
Yeah, I do. Look, you know, he was a good effort last week to win. He was only fairly away, but then he went really, really quick and ran 17.28. He's got down to 17.15. He'd need to run that and every bit of it. I think they're going to run around that, you know, that 17.0, 17.1 mark. And Icarus Bale, he's probably going to make the race. If Ninja Mac comes out, Icarus Bale will probably make the race for Ninja Mac. Teskey number 3. It's finished 3rd at its last 2 starts here. A best on the clock of 17.15, which came back in January this year. From box 3, 4 starts, 3 minors. Any money?
Not really, $8 to $11, so can't write a ticket just yet.
We blew it for Aaron Williams. Last start 3rd at Bullo over the 340 metres. Had 11 starts here, just the 1 win. Its best on the clock is 17.30. And as we go through these runners, seeing their times at 17.30, that's why a dog like Ninja Mac with a 17.0 run a couple of times is that short price.
Yeah, we blew it half to Greg, 16 out to $18, but did hit $21.
Mobile Dolmay for Debbie Conquest. If we go back 4 starts, it was an 18-10 winner at Bathurst. Here at Dapto had its first start last week when finishing 5th behind Ocean King.
Pretty easy, 23 out to 34, Duke.
Verve to Excel for Alan Williams. 2 starts back, a nice winner at Richmond over the 320, running 18.28. Look, the concern is from box 6, it's had 9 starts, 2 wins, 3 minors. It will need to come out, and box manners is probably not its best forte with Verve to Excel.
Real solid around that sort of $7.50, $8 mark. Really hasn't budged much at all throughout the day.
Hot Streak. Look, this Greyhound's obviously a danger. 4th and 5th grade winner at its last start here in similar company tonight. Won at its last start in 17.08. That was a career best run at its 14th start at the track, so it's got to be given a chance.
Yeah, it's gone for an absolute bath. $5 in early betting, now $15, triple its opening quote.
Wow. Ravenna Bale from box 8 for Simon Rhodes at 3 starts back, ran 3rd here, running 17.36, 4th last week in 17.42.
Yeah, it's got 1 from 3 in box 8, and it's been 14 into $9 with Sportsbet.
Okay. The tips from the Hound, they've gone 1, 6, 7 and 3. I'm with Ninja Mac, but I don't think he's any value, but stranger things have happened. All right, they're about to be boxed for race number 9. Don't forget our coverage has said it finishes after race number 10, with race number 10, I should say. So good luck with your investments here. And Greyhounds are being boxed. Here's Matt Jackson.
5 Ninja Mac drawn the rail. They're set, ready. Racing now, and he was away okay. Ninja Mac out fast, wide out. Hot Streak looking for the lead, finds it from Ninja Mac using the rail. To 3rd, Verve to Excel. Ravenna Bale off the track, checked. Then Icarus Bale, well back Teskey, Mobile Dolmay, and we blew it at the home corner. Ninja Mac blew right up on the rail, hit the front end. Ninja Mac, the favourite, wins it. Beats Hot Streak and Icarus Bale. They're followed then by Verve to Excel, well back Teskey. We blew it towards the end with Ravenna Bale and Mobile Dolmay. The time around 17.10.
1, 7, 2 and 6. Ninja Mac 11 starts at Dapto over the 297 metres, 6 wins, 3 minors, bounces back, much to the joy of favourite punters. Nicky, he was heavily supported at the death.
Yeah, he was. He was really well backed throughout the day, to be fair, Duke. He was 190 in early betting, he was 165. Ended up being $1.70 after touching 155 in betting, so they just let him get out a little bit late in the piece. That's because they wanted to spec Verve to excel and Ravenna Bale the 8.
All right, so box 1 to the 4 again, with Ninja Mac taking out race number 9, the 4th and 5th grade sprint over the 297 metres. Race 10 is due at 10:17. 13 minutes off start time. Hopefully they can make up time there at Dapto. Let's take a look at the market for race number 10. And Graham, I thought he was good value. Is number 6, Due West. It's around the $8.50 mark. Freya Bale currently holds the call at $2.75 in front of Ideal Dream, Yava Bale and Vienna Bale at $6.50. Well, as I mentioned earlier in our coverage tonight, Andy and Jodie Lord have had a 2022 to remember. They've been premier trainers in New South Wales, with Jodie has been 4 of the past 7 years. They've won multiple Group 1 events this year, multiple feature races. You've asked the question, why are they so successful? This story may paint the answer to that question. It is one of the most preeminent greyhound establishments anywhere in the world. Clover Park at Gunning in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales is home to champion trainers Jodie and Andy Lord. And whilst their facilities are often dreamt of, they are rarely created. There's the immaculate grass straight track with electronic timing, climate-controlled racing kennels, and a plethora of puppy yards holding potential future champions. It's carved into a picture-perfect countryside setting, but it's a far cry from what it was 20 years ago.
Bare block of land. Didn't even have a driveway. I cut it off my neighbour's property, so it was basically just a block with hills on it and full of grass and rocks.
It's an absolute showpiece. Do you know how much money you've invested into it?
Over $1.5 million, I reckon, maybe more. I don't know. I remember my neighbour. He was a ex-war veteran. He said to me, when he cut it off, he was a really genuine bloke. Because I couldn't get land anywhere, and he gave me half his, you know. And it wasn't for the money, because he charged me $50,000, you know. And he said to me, one day this will be paradise. And I sort of laughed. I thought, yeah, you know, one day I'll be just fixing it up and sell it and move somewhere else. But he was right. It's turned out a nice property.
While Jodie Lord prefers to take a back seat when it comes to media commitments, it's not the only reason she is rarely seen at the track. Her day starts whilst most of us are still warmly tucked up in bed.
I get up about 4:45, have coffee, watch the news, go out, wake Andy up, come down, let brood bitches, pups out, then Paul and I will start letting dogs out in the main shed, and just goes on from that for the rest of the day.
Bear in mind, she's got 2 little kids, 6 and 7, so she's got to be in the house by 8 o'clock to get them off to school. Plus she's got to cook our dinner, and wash our clothes and do everything else and do dogs. She's pretty amazing at what she does.
Could you do what you do without Jodie?
Not a chance. And I know a lot of people sort of, you know, don't think that Jodie she's just a name, but she's not. I don't think I'd be successful. I'd just be another trainer, you know. It takes 2, and it's a big job. I'm obviously more passionate than Jodie because she's not from a greyhound background. Not that I am, but I just love greyhounds, always have. It's always what I wanted to do. But without Jodie, you sort of, you know, I just wouldn't probably do it. I'd have a few dogs in work and that'd be it, you know.
There's so much more work behind. When the boys leave to the dogs, there's more feeding of the race dogs. There are the dogs that are here, there's pups to be done, there's broods to be done. It's full on.
The rise to the top has not been an easy one for Andy Lord, and it was something he never envisaged when growing up on the wrong side of the tracks.
Nah, not till I met Jodie, because before that it was, you know, everyone was out for themselves. You had to survive, and I did come from a tough background. I spent a lot of time in boys' homes, and that sort of stuff. Come from a pretty poor background, but I think that's made me a better person. You know, I've worked hard and straightened myself up once I met Jode, and I've done pretty good, you know.
Having everything at their disposal without having to leave the property is a key factor to their success.
It is. I think the less you leave home with a greyhound, and I watch a lot of trainers, you know, they'll go to Appin, then they've got to go to the vet, then they've got to go here, they've got to go there, you know, like somewhere to swim them, because the facilities in Sydney, no one has them, so they've got to travel to them all the time. I think that plays a big part, you know, in greyhounds' recovery from races and that. Greyhounds need to rest. Like ours get out 6 or 7 times a day, but it's only for a quick empty, bit of sun, back in, and mate, they got the fire going in winter, the air conditioning in summer, and they just relax. They're not, you know, they're not dogs that you want to get excited all the time. And the day they do go to the races, they're busting. I think it's important.
In recent years, the Lords have swept all before them in New South Wales, winning multiple trainers' premierships and preparing numerous Group 1 winners. And this Saturday night, they'll rug up 3 runners in the $1 Million Chase final.
But it's Coast Model left a long leader. 6 lengths in front of Corborn Hooper. Fernando Hunter getting up on the inside, then Miss Esme. But Coast Model went coast to coast and won it brilliantly on a night full of stars. She's the Pearl, is brightest of them all, and she dazzles again. War Weapons coming home out wider. It's Doonan from War Weapon. Doonan rode the bump, repelled the challenge, and won it.
The sprinting sensation She's a Pearl is chasing her 12th win in succession, and amongst those victories was a memorable win in the Group 1 Golden Easter Egg.
But she's settled in here really well. She's just a casual, happy little dog, isn't she? She loves to be patted. She just loves a bit of attention. And she just seems to do it all by herself. There's just nothing different about her.
Well, nothing will change here, so she has missed it on the odd occasion, but I still think when she does miss it, it brings her back to a 5:38 bitch instead of a 5:30 bitch, and that's still really quick. So it's, I don't know, she's a race dog and she knows how to do it. Frank's dog's he's got an enormous chance, Frank. His bitch has come good at the right time, and he's going for a second $1 Million Chase, so, you know, look, there's a good reason why any dog should win it.
Coast Model comes up with the coveted inside box, and Andy believes she has an undeniable chance of causing an upset.
She was going terrific from outside draws, and actually it was a brother cop magnet, give her a whack one night, and I don't know, it was for a 4, she kept drawing box 8, you know, continuously, and she was pulling out, but she slowly got her confidence back, and the other night they tripped her a bit on the corner and she kept going, which I thought was good. She still has to do everything right from the red, but she is the knockout dog. She's got pace, she rails, and she can consistently run 29.60, you know. I think in that field, that's good enough to win it.
And while Doonan may be the least experienced of the trio, you can discount him at your own peril.
He loves Wentworth Park. I think he's had 10 starts or something, and it was on my mind whether the owner should probably sell him a month or so ago, because, you know, even though he was running 29.70s, I was of the opinion I didn't think he'd handle it in the top grade, but he surprised me. He's moved up a level and he's handling it, so who knows? I mean, as I said, it's a lottery. Anything can win them.
Despite the riches on offer, it really is just another week at Clover Park. And if Jody and Andy are nervous, they're certainly playing their cards close to their chest.
Surprisingly not. No, I don't. It's just another week really at the moment.
Yeah, it was more for
We're trying to keep things the same.
The Easter egg was more.
Yeah.
That's the race I really wanted to win. It's not that I don't want to win the $1 Million Chase, but I believe the $1 Million Chase is for everybody. It's a lottery. And if you look at the final, we've got a 70-1 shot in it. The one that's, you know, Chris Arlidis' dog. If you asked them a week ago, do you think you were going to be in a $1 Million Chase? They'd have laughed at you. But they are, because it's like buying a lottery ticket, and I wouldn't be disappointed if I didn't win it. As long as I all get around safe. I've got no pressure on me whatsoever. You know, as I said, I won the race that I wanted to win, so if I win this, will be a bonus.
It is the world's richest greyhound race, and Jody and Andy Lord have 3 live chances of taking home the $1 Million check. But don't expect them to be cheering when the boxes open.
I don't go the early crow. I'll wait till I get to the last turn, and even if I'm 4 in front, I say to Jody, shut up. Don't say nothing. Because I know anything can happen. I've seen them fall, I've seen them break down, I've seen all sorts of things. So, but when they go past the post, I was right.
Then he says, shut up for the time.
You've only got one pick. Tell me which one of your dogs thinks can win.
I'm going to go Coast Model.
I'll go Pearl. And Doonan and Coast.
Jody and Andy Lord, that was filmed before the 2022 $1 million chase version in May. And of course, She's a Pearl won that. And She's a Pearl will line up in the Phoenix worth $1 million on Saturday week's time. And again, you see that property. I know how hard they work. They are great friends of mine, but I know how hard they work. Yeah. 7 days a week. You know, Jodes tells me, you know, Andy's had 3 half days off in the last 12 years, mate.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
We complain we only get 4 weeks.
I know. They, look, you know, for people who you know, want to say, oh, they get the best dogs and that, they might get the best dogs.
Got to work for it, though.
But they're great trainers, and more importantly, they are great people. So well done to Jody and Andy taking out another feature event tonight with Good Odds Emma. And as said, they will line up Corborn Magic and Silver Luck in the listed Newcastle Cup. All right, race number 10, the market looks this way. Freya Bale at $2.75 as favourite. Simon Rhodes has got 4 runners in this race. He's with Simon Orchard earlier tonight.
Okay, we're with Simon Rhodes. Simon, you got 4 in this race. Talk us through their chances.
I think the 4's probably got the best chance. She's very consistent. The 2's probably the quickest, but she's not been going that well lately, so. Yeah. And the other 2 are just coming back from a season.
Mate, 2 didn't have a lot of luck last week, did?
No, she didn't. She just missed the kick a little bit, but she's normally a lead pinger, and she hasn't been doing that up here yet, so hopefully she can do it tonight.
What's leading the way for the 4 for you?
She's just an honest bitch, consistent, and she just gives her all every time.
You love these races late in the program, don't you?
Yeah, they always put me in the late ones. They love it.
Good luck with all of them.
Thank you.
Mick Cowley there with Simon Rhodes, who, as we said, has got 4 of the runners. Freya Bale has been heavily supported, Nick, from box 2. I like Due West from box 6 at around that $8 or $9 quote.
Due West, yeah, $6.50 out to $9.50, a bit of a drift. Freya Bale, one of the better back runners of the night. $4.50 in opening markets, now $2.40, Duke.
Yep, starts from box number 2, and we just heard Simon Rhodes say that she's normally a lead pinger.
I love that term, by the way. I just love it.
She finished 5th on debut last week in a free-for-all. She's in a top-grade sprint tonight as well. Ideal Dream from box 1. Also support, comes off a win last week in 17:10. The red?
Oh, the red, yeah, Ideal Dream. $3.80 out to $6. I was just trying to see what the reason is for the drift, Duke. That's a decisive drift. I suppose with the money coming for Freya Bale, a couple of these hard in the market have got to get out, don't they, for the percentages to work.
Due West has set a really well-accomplished greyhound, 16 career wins. It's had 9 starts here, 2 wins, 4 seconds and a third. I just thought if it could get any sort of clear air early from box number 6 at $9, I'm happy to be on it. This is race number 10, the last of our races for coverage here. Don't forget, there are 12 events on the card at Dapto tonight. This is race 10, the top grade sprint over 297 metres.
Green light is on, they're set to jump. Race 10, they're ready. And they're racing now. Beginning fast, Freya Bale, box 2. Look at that acceleration. Burns them off clearly to the first corner. From Vienna Bale, Ideal Dream. There followed Yava Bale. What about you? Well back. And then followed Kalani Bale and Due West. But sprinting away, Freya Bale. And the favourite, heavily backed favourite, wins it by a space. Beats Ideal Dream. Third, I think, Vienna Bale in front of Yava Bale and Kalani Bale. Then Due West, what about you? And Jagora Bale. The time around 17 seconds.
Often gone at box rise, used the box to perfection, and Simon Rhodes picks up another top grade sprint, as he does invariably every Thursday at Dapto. Freya Bale, of course, Simon gets a lot of the greyhounds from the Wheeler family, hence the suffix of Bale. And Freya Bale adds to her record. Of course, she has only had the 2 starts at Dapto now. That was her first win. 45 career starts overall for 20 victories and 9 placings. She runs a time of 17:07. 2, 1, 7 and 5 are the numbers to race number 10 on the card at Dapto. Still 2 more races to go there. You can watch them live and free at thedogs.com.au. Race 11 is due to go at 10:39 p.m. Disclosure, I've got the favourite in that called We Got Square, Andy Lloyd. I just got a text from him then. I said, can she win? He goes, she wins.
That's a good push, isn't it?
So it is a good push.
Probably getting the app up very quickly to have a bet.
Exactly. It's been a good night, as I said. Good Odds Emma takes it out for the Lord Kennel. Again, it's the Sportsbet Megastar is a race that good dogs win.
Yeah, it is, and it was a great event to watch tonight as well. There was so much anticipation. The market was sort of a bit topsy-turvy. The race looked quite open, and that's certainly how it raced as well, wasn't it, really? Because if it wasn't for the start for Good Odds Emma, it could have been a lot different.
Yeah, it sure was. Mate, thanks for your company. Thanks
Pleasure.
for joining us on thedogs.com.au.
Thank you very much.
It's been a long while, Nicky, since we've been
enjoyed it.
together. Thank you to Mick Cowley and Simon Orchard, trackside at Dapto. Thank you to our team here at Gravity Media as well. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Don't forget, still 2 more races to go at Dapto tonight. Watch it live and free at thedogs.com.au.